Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. Your host TDT. Y'all see the thumbnail? Tyson Fury on Usyk prompting him to pull off his latest hack. I told y'all I was gonna keep y'all updated, and I'm sticking to it. But before we get into that and more, y'all know the drill. Let's turn to. Welcome back. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host TDT, and you can refer to me as Miss T. Anywho, y'all saw the thumbnail, but this at the top of my hour. Y'all know what I do. Y'all know how I get down. The water check, water check, water check. So here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate for at least 100 ounces of water per day. You know you can go on and drink a gallon at 128 ounces, but we advocate for at least 100. And in this 128 ounces per day or a gallon per day, now I mean that for every adult. I would even say it for 16-year-olds and up. So, but at least, shoot for 100. We know that a lot of people are not water drinkers today. I'm up to my usual 10 bottles and 8-ounce bottles. It just normally work out that way. Like there'll be sometimes earlier in the day where I'll be like, oh man, I'm gonna get to that gallon. And I never do. So anywho, we know that some people don't like to drink water, but I will tell you, it's important that you stay hydrated, especially during the summer. It's still summer, y'all, not to September 21st. Then it will be fall. But it doesn't matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. You should drink at least 100 ounces of water per day. And so the 2 times a day, if you're not a big water drinker, that you should drink water, is first thing in the morning before your toes hit the ground, before you get off into your morning routine. Go on and take a swig of 8 ounces of water. Leave it on the nightstand. Y'all know I advocate for people to have like little refrigerators. You can get little refrigerators about the size of a box in your room, to keep your water cold if that's your desire. But if not, you can drink room temperature water too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But go on and drink your water. And Think of your body as an engine. When you get up in the morning, a lot of moving parts. The water is the lube. So you need to drink your water to help move things along smoothly. Second time during the day that you need to drink water is at night. Or you lay down for your final rest at night. Not really looking at TV, not, doing something else, Before you get to that part, just go on and drink you some water. The American Heart Association agrees that water at night is good for your heart. 8 ounces. We're talking about a cup of water. That's 8 ounces. And we have a lot of reads going on at night when you're sleeping. You got revamping going on, recharging, rebooting, cleaning out your system. The average person burns between 900 to 1,000 calories at night when they sleep. So drinking your water is very, very, very important. And I always say, especially during the summer, but I mean it for all year. But, a lot of times people be slacking off heavily in the summer. I don't know why, but people be getting dehydrated. Now, dehydration ain't nothing to play with. You might can live through dehydration, like it's one of them things that it could kill you, yeah, but a lot of people get dehydrated often throughout the year, especially when you're young. But when you get old, you're going to pay for that shit. Trust me, believe me, you're going to pay for that. Because dehydration leaves behind damage. It always does. So you don't want to, be slowly but surely damaging yourself because you just can't drink no water. I would say trick your mind. If it's hard to drink water, do Jedi mind tricks with yourself. Tell yourself, buy your sodas, buy your cases of sodas, buy your alcohol, your tea and your coffee and whatever else that you drink. Buy all of that by all means. But just tell yourself, I'm not gonna get to that until I have my proper amount of water per day. And after I drink my proper amount of water per day, by all means, I'm gonna just enjoy the festivities, enjoy the other things that I buy and purchase. That's what you tell yourself. That's how you treat, you trick your mind. Because it's always work first, play second. Work first meaning drink and eat everything you're supposed to. Then after that, by all means, indulge. But you're going to find out that your body going to prefer the better things that you did. That's why I say don't deny yourself because sometimes your body know you trying to do something and it kind of like throw a monkey wrench in the way. I don't know why. I be feeling that. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feel that way. That your body on purpose throw monkey wrenches in what you're trying to do, whether it's change the way you eat or change the way you drink. So don't tell your mind that you're not changing. You're just going to do one first and then the other second. And then you're going to look up and you're going to be like, damn, it's going to become something not like a choice. It ain't even going to be a choice. It's going to be an automatic. So, drink up on your water. Now, let me get to a little housekeeping. Please, in my humblest voice ever, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so right now. Hit the like and share button right now. Even when you're watching me on replays, hit the like and share button. Leave a comment. I read everything, and I'm open-minded, but I am still TT. I come on Monday through Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't even give a care what the thumbnail say. It's a Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lean on my leasy when you step into my easy. Basically, hit the like button when you step into my square circle. And if you want to get in contact with me, hit the boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. I do get back with you. It don't matter what questions you ask. I get asked a couple of questions, that I'll be like, did I talk about that? I'm like, did I say that? But it don't matter. It don't matter. You ask me something we ain't even talk about. If I got the answer, I'll try to give it to you. And just make sure you get in contact with me, and I'll get back with you. Anybody who's interested in finding the health in you, meaning finding the health in yourself, holla at your girl, boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. We could get to work and work on that. Anywho, let me before we get started, is a word from my sponsors. Today I remembered, huh? I always forget to play that commercial, but I played it this time. So let's get into the thumbnail. The Tyson Fury on Usyk prompted Fury to pull off his latest hack yet. Oh, with a tangled web Fury weaves, because he always practiced to deceive. Is the WBC and others blinded by his buffoonery, or is it a complexion for the protection issue? I always wonder. I gotta ask. Y'all know if it's out there, I'm gonna ask. If it seems fishy or I can't understand, I'm gonna ask. So I mean, it is what it is. Great News Salters is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, "Hey, beautiful Queen, Miss T. H2O is the way to go." Look, I think that's going New York, but facts. Health as well. Yeah, little nugget. I guess you meant, but facts. Yeah, yes, yes. Water is the way to go. Y'all be surprised what water do to you. Some people have texted me or wrote me and said, "Why you always say the water?" I remember them asking me a long time ago, like, "Don't you get bored with that?" I said, "No, I want it to be second nature." I mean, if you hear it enough times, it's gonna become second nature in your mind and your output, what you do. It's gonna become second nature, and I want it to be like that for you. And I I talk to them often. They'll come back later and say, "You know what? I be drinking water all the time, and I just be thinking about like what you said." Like a lot of the ladies be like, "We burn 900 to 1,000 calories at night when we sleep." Yes, ma'am, you do. And when you're up during the day without doing anything, you can add another 1,500 or so. Everybody's different to that number. So without doing nothing, you can burn on average 2,500 calories a day. 3,600 calories is a pound. But, got to burn that other 1,000 calories. But somehow during the day, you got to make it through the day with eating, because it's not just what you burn and take out, it's what you take in too. So calorie counting is real, but it's not. It's, it's kind of weird. But, like I said, if you're interested in finding the health in you, get with me. We can talk about that in depth, and we can tell you why some of that stuff, even though some things can be true, is not really how people think it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's designed for us, the way they put out the information, it's designed for us to be confused. You gotta really be paying attention to detail to get past it. But anywho, so shout out to all the ladies who be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drink my water." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I told y'all I would be watching, and I was. Oh, I was watching today. I wanted to see. And I saw what I saw. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Tyson Fury informed the WBC president Mauricio Suleiman that he is still active, no retirement. I repeat, Tyson Fury informed WBC president Mauricio Suleiman that he is still active, no retirement. But did he really? This dude is the most cleverest, if that's a word, person I know. Like, he didn't really do nothing. It just amazes me how they rolled the red carpet out for this dude. But I knew they was. He had a deadline of today. Now they put out that deadline before he came out with his deadline. He was playing chess with them. They put out a deadline, which would make the second deadline that they gave him concerning this belt, because they gave him one in May and they didn't follow up on it. But so then they said they're gonna do it this time. Okay, cool. I knew he was not gonna be losing his WBC belt, and he still can maintain that he's retired because it's all smoke and mirrors, and they let him get away with it as usual. He instructed, I'm talking Tyson Fury. What he did was he instructed his promoters, Bob Arum and maybe Frank Warren, to inform the WBC. I was reading that carefully, and I'm looking at every word in the sentence. To inform. That's not putting it in writing, because that's what was put out, that you have to stipulate in writing whether or not you're going to be retired or not. Informing somebody is telling somebody, right? Or am I reaching? You guys, am I reaching? When you inform somebody, you're like, yo, get heads up. I'm telling you. You're not writing. And the stipulation was put it in writing. What you gonna do? And they talking to him. He don't have to go through his manager, his brother, his daddy, Bob Arum, Frank Warren. He don't got to go through none of them folks. He can go right straight to Mauricio Suleiman. Mauricio Suleiman did not go to Bob, Frank Warren, his dad, his brothers. He went straight to Tyson with it. So Tyson can return the favor, come straight back with him with it. He didn't say inform, he said put it in writing. So I guess Bob or Frank turned around and hollered at the WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman, and say, yo, he's still going to fight. Just chill on that. And I guess they listen. Now, to me, that's fishy. Why in the fuck? I knew when he put up his deadline that they was going to bend on this bullshit. I knew it. Tyson Fury himself was supposed to write that shit. Write it in the correspondence stipulating his intent to remain active or not. Like I said, he told Bob or Frank, and they using words to let the WBC know, oh, he's still gonna be an active fighter. Not writing words, not writing. Now, as of late, Mauricio Suleiman has stated that an official decision on Fury's status will be delayed until September 2nd. How convenient for this boinknick ass motherfucker. I can't stand Tyson Fury. I don't know if I don't like him because he catch all his favor, but he is such a cheating, don't want to play by the rules type motherfucker. I can't stand him. It might even be hate. Like he gets away with everything. He didn't did what y'all wanted. He didn't dethrone Deontay Wilder. Now y'all still gotta, I was going, ooh. Lord, y'all know I was about to say something. Y'all still gotta suck his, Ooh, Lord, calm down, T. Ooh. My blood boiling. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it, yo. I really hate unfairness. It's like this dude, him and Trump, about the only two people in the world that get away with fucking murder. It's just crazy to me. Now they was talking about the big article heading was that Tyson said he's still gonna be active. It ain't said it said it didn't say he's gonna be he's not retired or anything. It just said Tyson informed Mauricio Suleiman or the WBC president that he won't be retiring or something to that effect. I knew just in the heading alone that it was something fishy. Informed, but he didn't put it in writing. I knew right then and there. And you reading and reading and reading, and you reading it like, oh, he's not retired, or this is how they kind of reading it, or writing it down in the beginning. And then you get to that second paragraph, third paragraph, or whatever, and it said Mauricio has stated that an official decision. This wasn't official. I thought today was the deadline. So that informing wasn't official. Well, I know that because informing and putting something in writing is two different things. So I gather that by just the word informing. And then Mauricio, they got to put some kind of truth nugget into it. It ain't official till September 2nd. And the crazy thing is why they delayed it or pushed it back. They say it's delayed until September 2nd due to the recent death of Fury's cousin, Rico Burton. Now, rip, young man, Rico Burton. Death is nothing to play with and this, that, and the other. But what that got to do with the price of tea in China? I know they gypsies and all. They probably grew up together. Maybe. But who cares? That ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. If they gave him a deadline, do you wait to the day of the deadline to do what you're supposed to do? Or do you do it the day before? How hard would it have been for him to put in writing the day before? He got people that work for him. Tyson Fury is a millionaire, right? How difficult is it to send a little missive or a little small letter or put something on, just make it formal. To whom it may concern at the WBC, I, Tyson Fury, have decided to not be retired for the duration of this year, or as of right now, I am not retired. But shit, he could do that and turn around and a month later say, you know what, fuck it, I'm retired. And the dude is basically saying, I'm only gonna fight who I want to fight. I'm not playing y'all boxing game. I'm not letting my belt go so somebody else to win. Do the right thing and let them, the heavyweight division go on without me. Even though I want to sit back and pick and choose who I want to fight. Maybe I'll fight, maybe not. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'm gonna hold on to this belt. And they let him do it. And to save face, they try to blame it on his dead cousin who just got killed or murdered. Like, that's going to get in the way of you writing a formal letter. So we're going to extend it to the day after your deadline, what you put out, pay me $500 million or else. The death of his cousin didn't make him extend his deadline or rescind. He probably will now. I'm just amazed at how they bend over backwards for this dude. But I knew it. I knew it was coming. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. When they fight, and they will, they going to pay this motherfucker $500 million. So when I be saying they do what the fuck they want to do, is what I'm talking about. Extra O is in the building. What's popping, King? I mean, champ. Champ. You know, some people call him champ. Salute to the real queen of boxing talk. That's good, bro. I told y'all he would bend. So we gotta ask the question of why? Why do they let him bend? And did y'all know that Fury don't if he don't comply, I guess by September 2nd, it was supposed to be the day they was gonna strip that belt, and you know who was gonna be fighting for that belt? Wilder and Hellenius. That's why this shit means something. Wilder and Hellenius would have been fighting or could be fighting for this WBC title if they would fucking just follow the rules and hold this boinknick to the feet to the fire. But they won't. They just won't. A lot is on the line. It's like he don't want to give it up, but he want to do it his way. And they don't let that shit go down with nobody else. Who the fuck is Tyson Fury? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all got bent over backwards like that? He ain't the people's champ. He is a champion, but he ain't the people's champ. By no means, by no stretch of the means of imagination. But we'll see. They claim they're already in negotiation. Well, if you in negotiation, then you agreeing to that 500 million or something close to it. But yet, Theory has never generated 500 million surrounding any of his fights. He has never brought that to Vegas wherever he fight. He ain't that kind of fighter. I'm not saying he don't bring some crowds. It ain't 500 million worth. But they gonna throw it at him. They gonna find the money. So there goes this. You know, the people don't just throw millions away. They about to. They about to. There's no metrics on the books that will garnish Fury for getting $500 million. But y'all about to give it to him. And you ain't fooling nobody. But I'm going to be watching for that too. But I told y'all, I knew that was coming. Inform and putting in writing is two different things. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. I don't know why they want to do that shit. But, you know, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Anywho, I'm going to move on. It ain't much news today. We got the fights coming up. Let me read out the schedule. Seems like it's a boring month to me. You got KSI versus Swarms on the Zone pay-per-view. Why would anybody pay for that? August 27th. Pedraza versus Comey on ESPN Plus. August 27th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Liam Smith and Mawakinyo on Sky Sports, September 3rd, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Estrada versus Cortez on the Zone, September 3rd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ruiz versus Ortiz, Fox pay-per-view. Fight TV, September 4th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That undercard is actually going to be good because I think you got Isaac Cruz on there. You know, some kind of way I got to look at that, but I'm not buying that. Hell to the knees off. I'm not buying it. Adorno versus Rawlden. I don't even know who that is. Showtime, September 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hertas versus Maduno. I don't know. ProBoxTV.com, September 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I heard somebody come through. Extra what's popping? Let me finish this schedule. Shields versus Marshall. We want to see that one. Sky Sports ESPN Plus, September 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm assuming that Marshall fights under Top Rank because it's on ESPN Plus. Um, Makhmudov versus Takum, September 16, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then you got Canelo versus Golovkin, the Zone. That's pay per view, September 17th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stevenson versus Conseco. I think that one I'm definitely gonna be watching. ESPN Plus, September 23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keyshawn Davis is gonna be on that undercard, and he's fighting somebody named Omar Tiendo. I don't know who that person is, but he's fighting that person. Parker versus Joyce on ESPN Plus and BT Sports, September 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Connor Ben and Eubank, I guess that's supposed to be a barn burner. Maybe in the UK, The Zone pay-per-view, October 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fundora versus Ocampo. We already know who's going to win. I don't even know why they showing this shit. It's Showtime, October 8th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wilder versus Hellenius. Of course, people gonna want to see that. That's on Fox pay-per-view, October 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Haney versus Cambosa 2, ESPN Plus, October 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Fury versus Hunter. That's Huey Fury. The dude name is, I think, Michael Hunter. That's the one I was talking about that's supposed to be a trainer with Deontay Wilder. Sky Sports, October 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And last but not least, Jojo Diaz versus Cepeda, The Zone, November 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So out of everything that I just read, Ruiz Ortiz, Shields and Marshall, Canelo, Golovkin, Stevens, Conseco, maybe Ben and Eubanks, Wilder and Hellenius, Cambosa and Haney. That's about, to me, all the good ones. I don't know about y'all, but what's up, Extra O? I mean, champ, what you got on it?
Hey, we just want to salute the Queen T. I just want to jump in and holler at my queen real quick. You know what I'm saying? I got some things to do today, so I saw you on, so I wanted to come in and holler at my queen.
All right, I feel you. I feel you. So how you been giving your vocal cords a little rest?
Hey
Finish your bout.
man, did you sit in on that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I looked at it. I looked at it. I was like, God dang. Like, know what's good about it?
What was that?
Especially when y'all talk basketball, because I have no clue.
Right.
And then actually, you be learning because all both of y'all be so passionate, or whoever be talking about it, y'all be so passionate about it. You can't help but learn. So, like, I mean, I feel like, well, damn, did I see that game? Like
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it, cause with E3, E3 he love boxing, but he like sports. He like basketball and football and all that stuff too. See, with B Max show, we more like straight boxing. E Thriller be want to talk about all the sports. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
he more of like the person that channel we go on. If we would just want to chop it up about football, basketball, whatever other sports in there, because he thoroughly like all the sports. So I mean, BMAT do too. I ain't saying BMAT don't like the sports, but we mostly just chop it up about boxing on there. But yeah, he want to start doing more of that type. He want to be more versatile. He want to go more like all sports, just instead of just boxing. So
It's definitely. I like all of y'all the characters. Let me read some
right.
of these chats.
Okay.
Reginald Peters is in the house. Was Papa King? He said, "Hey, Miss T, stop changing the subject. Why you ran Big Jerry?" Well, I didn't do that, Reginald. Big Jerry is a musician. He could be out there playing his instrument, unless you've seen him on other channels. He don't come here. Jerry doesn't like it when I talk about stuff like the complexion for the protection.
What happened? What happened with
He,
that? What
he
happened with
takes it.
Jerry?
He takes it. Yeah, Jerry gets perturbed sometimes. But when he got off the last time, his phone died. It won't because he just was. frustrated, just got off. Jared
Oh.
could have something to do. I don't know what he's doing, but I ain't
Cause,
ran him
cause
off.
I, cause I'm finna say it been plenty of time that you and Jerry, you with me, you and Jerry, pretty much don't, had conversations like that, and he'll get off, but he'll come back on, and I think,
Right.
then yeah, I don't think that I ain't gonna say I don't know if he take nothing personal, but I think
Mhm.
he in the moment he feels the way he feels, just like we feel the way we feel, like on our point of view, we trying to express our point of view on the way we see things, and then he come with his point of view. It's just more like it's debating. It's debating. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
debating. That's what we
Y'all know,
do.
and Jerry, let me tell you, and love Jerry to death, but I can't come in his home and change the dynamics. I promise he could never come in mine and change the dynamics. But the way Jerry look at race relations in America,
I'm sorry, Mitty. I'm sorry. What's up, Reginald? I see you chat. What going on with your fam?
yeah, he
Oh,
said, "What up,
go ahead.
XO?"
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, Mitty. I'm sorry.
the way he look at things, the average black person, if he walked into somebody's home and said, "Y'all need to look at stuff like this and do it like that," they would look at him like, "Huh?"
Right,
That's not how they think.
right,
Y'all know that I don't need to know every black person in the world. I am black. I've been around
right,
blacks. I
right.
know how we think. I know what we think
Mm-hmm.
about. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, it doesn't always line up. It ain't no bad thing against Sherry. You
Right,
won't think like me and see the world like me unless
right.
you were me or
Unless
similar
you
to me.
and being what we been and came from what we came from and seen what we
Yeah.
seen. You know what I'm saying? You will never, we come from, that's what I was trying to express to Jerry the last time. We come from two different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? The way we see things and the way you see things, you're gonna stand strong on the way you see things, and then we gonna stand strong on the way we see things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, from the side of the tracks that me and Miss T probably came from. I'm sure that you came from a different side of the tracks. Not saying that you haven't had your struggles, but they
Mhm.
wasn't the same struggles as we've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally different. And the way we see things and what we have experienced coming up, you know what I'm saying? When we start seeing things in the game, like boxing game and stuff like that, we call it out for what we see. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we gotta call what we see. Modern
Right.
King Boxing is in the building. Welcome to the building, King. He said, "Queen, I'm gonna get these rest of the chat. I'm gonna let y'all cook." Modern King Boxing said, "What Fury do now?" His usual, get out of shit. Shout out to the panel in chat. That Fury
Salute, salute.
career, he always moving the goalpost. Exactamundo, he moved the goalpost, but they let him though. Being
Hmm.
there, being there, Jerry, you ain't us. Ben and Jerry. Okay. I continue. I see you. Ray New. But continue. Extra. What you
Yeah,
got?
but we got all the love in the world for Jerry. It ain't at the personal, you know what I'm saying? And I hope, and I know, and I hope he know that it ain't personal. But you know what I'm saying? Just like when you express yourself, Miss T, you try to do it in the most diplomatic way as possible without, because I know the type of person you're not confrontational. So you basically try to express the way you feel in a diplomatic way, so it won't, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you want to get your point across to the, like, hey, this is the way I feel, and you're not going to change the way I see things. I see
Mhm.
things this way, and I be feeling you when you be saying that. You say I see things this way. When I see bullshit in boxing or whatever it may be, I'm gonna call it out. That's the way I see it.
You
So
got
you
to.
can't tell me how to feel or how what I see just because you know what I'm saying. You're not gonna change my mind.
And the crazy
Hey,
thing,
did I miss
so
something? Did I miss something, y'all? Did I miss
nah,
something? What happened?
No,
nah.
no, no, no,
Jerry,
no.
Reginald was asking why we ran out Jerry. I think he's joking in the sense, but it seemed like it because the last time
Oh,
we was on here, Jerry doesn't like when I call out race things, but I like XO said, I try to be diplomatic. You want to know why? Because I don't like myself in the confrontational setting. It ain't that
Right.
I'm scared. I get
yeah.
fuck off. You know what I'm saying? I snaps. You can't pull me the fuck back. So ain't no sense
Hmm.
in me going there. So I
Right.
just be like, girl, sit your ass down and
Hey, I
I'll
honestly
play
think
with
I think Jerry dislike um, people using or pointing out racist stuff in anything we talking about more than we hate people who deny us when we point it out. You know what
Right.
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like how passionate we are when we see some blatant shit, man, more than one of us, and we point it out, then a person or people say, "Oh, it's not like that." We passionate about that as much as he hate hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
well, shit. Hey, well, guess what, brother? You got to bring up a different scenario then, because racism is in every damn thing. It may not be at the level that that's real hateable, but it's noticeable. We can just brush this shit off like, yeah, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's the racist shit that they do. But you know, come on, man. You know, we don't hate Jerry. You know what I'm saying? No, ain't nowhere in here. No.
Yeah, we have had some. I ain't gonna say heated, but we have had some debates with Jerry where it has came to a head, and he come right back. He come right back the next day. He come right back the next day. So, you know, I don't think
you're a friend to the show. But you know, was I lying? Listen, I'm gonna prove it to y'all. Was I lying about Robert Garcia? Was I lying about my sister?
Hell no.
I wasn't lying. So see, it wasn't a stretch. I said, as a black person, because I have to know that I'm black in this country. You better know who you are, right? And as a black person in this country, I can look at a Robert Garcia, and I don't have to call him the big R, but I damn sure know he ain't favoring us in no kind of way, and he ain't trying to, kick it with us on the regular. So for me, when I see that, I don't blame him for preferring to be around his own. No issue, not putting no kind of negative on him for that. But just saying, girl, you are not his own. So it might not be welcome. Don't insert yourself there. Because you might not like the outcome, because you're going to be insignificant over there. That's what I said. And what the fuck happened to Joshua? He had his end moment. He had his end moment because Robert Garcia didn't hold no tongues.
He threw the biggest temper tantrum. I swear, man. That was so unattractive, bro. That was so non-boxing. That was so non-manly. But I'm gonna tell you like this: if the man going through some shit mentally, I don't want to hear it. I want to see him getting treatment for it. I don't want to hear it.
Ray New, that's what I always say. And I don't because like I was telling we had this topic. I think we were debating this topic on one of the channels. I don't know if it's E3 or Miss T or it was somebody, but I said I said I got me and my wife, we have a daughter, our oldest daughter, she deal with mental illness. So I would never ever say what nobody's going through. But at the same time, if you out here just like AB, we was talking about with AB, if you're out here doing all the things that you're doing and nobody see that you're trying to go get no help, then why we supposed to have any type of sympathy for you?
Exactly. And you got the money to go, and you got the money and the good doctors. Kids in the hood, they end up in jail or dead before you realize that it was a mental fucking breakdown, or you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you had to check the autopsy to see that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His brain wasn't like, wait a minute, why did we wait so long? Or see, that's what I'm saying. That excuse for the celebrities, man, who got that bread. If that's what the problem is, man, you be an advocate of that. You have a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? You do that. Don't come on, man, because you know we're gonna believe you. Don't do no shit like that. I believe AB. I don't care what. I don't care because whatever. He may have been scared or whatever the hell, whatever. I believe you. But the next time, whatever the situation gonna be, don't bring your ass back if you're not mentally stable.
And I'm sure he dealing with mental illness. I never say that he wasn't. But when you're out here and you're doing, you're doing all the things that you're doing, and then we never
you're doing regular
see,
stuff that
right, and you're doing all that, but then on the back end, you come back and you try to use mental health as a, like I said, I never say that you don't have mental health, but don't be out here clowning and all that stuff like that, and then you know what I'm saying, say because me personally, I don't want y'all to take offense to this. I never thought. I thought I was in my head. He backed out because he wasn't ready for this fight. AB was overweighted, man. AB, did y'all see it?
That's what I heard. I was like, man,
that guy was like he's about 180, 190.
But he had got in shape, and then he seemed like he got bigger. Let me give a shout out. Al Money, I see you, King, up to the building.
Al Money.
Moolah.
Football game just came through to show some love. I appreciate it, King.
I'm about to mute right
back up here to Martin. Martin said, I take what people say wholeheartedly, But some things are further fetched, especially if I have a strong belief. For example, Andre doing the right thing, drop that belt. And then Reginald said, Big Jared, don't fuck me. I don't know what you mean, free thinkers. Then he said, Big Jared, don't duck. Oh, he meant Big Jared, don't duck.
Don't duck me.
I'm like,
don't duck me, son. Don't duck me, son.
With all that smoke.
Yeah. But no, man.
It's all good. It's all love over here.
Yeah, it is.
But the topic was about Tyson Fury.
Hey, wait, you got a party going on over there right now? You got a party going on in your background?
I'm gonna mute right quick.
The topic was Fury, getting out of his deadline. He figured out a way. He played chess. He played chess with them guys. And I put in my description, I said, we gotta ask why. Why did this man get away with everything? This is the second time they gave him a deadline. Y'all know I told y'all I was gonna be watching.
Right.
And yet and still the deadline has come and gone, and he hasn't complied with the deadline. Telling Bob and Frank Warren that you're gonna stay active is not the same as putting it in writing, what you was told to do by today, close of business. So I guess Bob and them turned around and hollered at WBC president Mauricio Suleiman and said he's still active. But Mauricio don't put no teeth behind nothing he tell this motherfucker. So then he want to say, well, I'm going to extend it to September 2nd because Fury had a death in his family, a cousin.
And see, that's that shit right there.
Listen, rip to the guy who died.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Hold this fucking Boyknick feet to the motherfucking fire. I can't stand this shit. And then I'll be like, what is it? Why don't they do that? You know why? In my opinion, it is complexion for the protection.
I know. We already know.
You knew I was going there.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Let me see. It's just like when you were talking about that. Hold on 1 second, Missy. I'm sorry. Let me hold on 1 second.
Okay. Monica said at our money 231 was great, bro. We getting Crawford versus Spence November from what I just watched. I don't know.
Is that true? Because I just saw somebody said it's announced. I ain't gonna say their name, and I was looking for everybody else. I even went on PBC and they ain't say nothing. So I'm like,
where they
okay, whatever. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Where they get this shit from? They got a whole notify me and all this, and I'm like, I don't even follow this dude, but it's through when I actually go into my what's name, and his I don't know why his name's all the way on that boy. I never followed him. I don't think I ever watched the video.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Say his name. You can say his name just so we know. I
can't even remember it though. I see it all the time. I guarantee if I look right now.
Yeah, I gotta check my son out. He came home the day running a fever and stuff. Got to get him a COVID test.
Oh, damn.
And he got 103 going on. He in the room laying in the bed.
Yeah.
So we got masks on around here.
Yeah. That shit coming back around. That shit coming back around again.
Let's put some bags of ice around him.
You said what, man? Oh, what's that? Yeah. Ray knew that junk coming back around. Ray knew.
I'm at work right now. You was like I'm at a party. I'm actually at work, and it's like three guys. It's like three guys who just got back. I'm like, oh man, me too. I went 2 masks, damn it.
I wanted to tell Mitty, you and Ray knew. Hey man, y'all know it gonna be some funny shit going on tonight, right? I know some funny shit going on tonight, right? Over there on B Matt show. Mr. Q, Mr. Warren, L Boogie, and Gucci U. They going at it tonight. They gonna go at it tonight.
It's all in popping because I'm popping in there. I'm number 8.
Mr. Gucci U, like, is he serious? Like, sometimes I be thinking, is he mad? Really? Like,
nah, he not.
No. He excited.
Hey, he put one on. He put one on just like Big Fish. Big Fish I figured Big Fish out. I love that cat. That cat know how to throw a monkey wrench. Hey, he know how to throw a monkey wrench.
Hey, he go sideways. Yeah, he go sideways with some crazy shit. I be like, Big Fish, don't start that jump, boy.
And what's so crazy about it, we all bite on it. I be like, don't fall for it.
Oh, hey, Ray, dude, he get the whole panel jumping. He just say one thing
Dog.
and get the whole panel
That's
jumping with that
it.
crazy
That's
joke.
it.
Somebody made the point that because everybody always go to Canelo and Caleb Plant, and I'll be like, yeah, that's a good point as far as showing like they do what they want or they can have money, like because there's no
Yeah.
metrics to guide, to guide anybody and trying to figure out how much should you pay Caleb. And somebody came back and said, but he was fighting Canelo, but I was over here saying, well, what about Bivol? He was fighting Canelo too, and he was
Right.
fighting
Yep.
the undisputed Canelo, and he got 2 million. So it ain't
Yep.
always about just fighting Canelo. They do what they want to do. If they got money, they got money.
They damn sure do.
And
They damn sure
whoever
do.
made the point of you can't get these guys 8 million apiece when you know you're gonna make a lot of money, I agree with that. Plus,
Hey,
take
And they
that shit
pimping,
to the Middle East.
and that's why we were saying the PBC been pimping these goddamn boys for the
yeah.
longest, man. Because they can get them folks the money if they want to, but see what was said. What the thing is, Earl Spence so used to what's going on over there, and they, you know what I'm saying, he used to that low guarantee and whatever he received on the back end. He
That
used to that.
backhand, yup.
Yeah, he used to
And
that.
they
See,
forget that PBC, everybody signed the PBC has to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so they can't talk
yeah,
about it.
it's like a
Hey,
gag order. It's like a gag
you
order.
know, hey, you know what that back end is? That back end is all the confidence on him. Like I'm drawing, me personally drawing all the pay-per-view. So look, I'm more confident on that than this little punk ass 1.5, 2 million. You know what I'm
But
saying?
So,
Let's get
Ray New. Guess who making all the
yeah,
money though?
you already
It
know.
ain't Earl Spence. He called himself the big fish. But guess who making all
Yeah,
the
he think
money?
he get
uh,
jump change. He think he balling.
Exactly. He's supposed to be,
well,
man. If you the pay-per-view star over there, you supposed to be getting pay-per-view money. I don't care. Your guarantees supposed to be, if they can pay these other guys, PBC bring in and get them all, they can pay Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is I guess he's so used to getting what he gets and he's happy with it. If he's happy with it, then I'm
you
happy
know what
with it.
it
But my
is?
thing
He
is
ain't.
they got the money to pay him. But my thing is this, Miss T. Look at the money they making off of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Look at the money they making off him.
he ain't got no power. But I thought they got some wiggle room because you got one who got a belt and the other one got 3, and you can go to the sanctioning bodies and demand make some kind of way, make them activate or demand of the fight go down and put it up for purse bid. I think them two as fighters and say, hey, can we go to purse bid? But I don't. But the way they
Yeah,
talk,
but
like Al Heyman, unless you cannot fight outside of him unless he give you permission. But then I did want to point out, and I did the other day, Leo Santa Cruz is PBC, and he's crossing the street to fight somebody named Vargas, and it's no problem, very easy, boom. So it can
but
be done.
yeah, it can be done, but that's what I'm saying. See, Earl Spence, he always say he the big fish. He got his own. He man down. He got his own. What's the name? But he's a company man. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to upset the apple cart. He don't want to upset Al
Uh,
Heyman and stuff. He don't want to upset them. You know what I'm saying? He's what you call a company man. You know what I'm saying? He good with how things going over there. But Bud come over there. He was like, oh fuck no, you're not gonna give me what you want to give me, and I know what I'm worth. I don't give a fuck what these folks talking about over here. Like I know how big this fight gonna be. So you gonna give me some chunk change just cause you know what I'm saying? And then you make it, you pocketing all the money. We the ones like to get our face punched in, but y'all pocketing all the money off of this fight, and we only getting this. You know what I'm saying? I'm
and
not
and
cool with that.
Eddie Hearn did not. Oh, Ray New fell out. Eddie Hearn did not want to deal with Bud in regards to being his promoter.
No.
Not that he never wanted to front load one of his fights. He just said when Bob was saying all that stuff about uh Crawford losing the money and this, that, and the other, Eddie just put it out like probably like before you come over here, I can't do nothing with you. And at the time he was releasing Andre because he couldn't make no fights happen with Andre neither. So it
Right.
wasn't that Eddie don't want to fuck with Bud thinking that he gonna lose money. Eddie just don't want to be his promoter because Eddie is not, he being straight up, I'm not gonna be able to secure you the Spence fight, I'm not gonna be able to secure you the Charlo fight or whatever fights you want, especially if they were PBC. But if Eddie Hearn could get the purse bid for the Spence and Earl fight, take that motherfucker to the Middle East and let them
Yeah.
boys get paid.
That's what we have been saying for the long. Look at what the Middle East look what type of money they putting up over there to get these fights and stuff like that. But see, I think it's a thing too, Miss T. It's something going on over there at PBC that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Because Earl act like he scared to do anything outside of PBC. He don't wanna upset the way they got things going over there because of the way he moving. He gonna be okay with whatever they write up for him. But see, that's what I was saying. Bud is not used to that. He's not used to moving that way. Like I'm a businessman, but like I'm a businessman. Yeah, I want legacy, but I'm a businessman too. I'm not gonna let you, you know what I'm saying, pimp me. When I know what this fight is gonna be worth. Like, come on.
Do you know as soon as he signed something like a 3 deal, 14 million? Somebody, I think El Boogie made this point, like he gonna get 8 for this fight, but then
They
less
get
on the other fights. And then you know what everybody gonna be like,
3-3.
Toby, dumbass. I told you he want a good businessman. They'll be laughing at him like a motherfucker. Why
Mm-hmm.
Bud put himself through that? Somebody else said, why would you, if y'all think that he was dumb, I think Goose to you, if y'all think he was dumb and he wanted a good businessman when he was with Top Rank, he finally leaves him to come over there to be a terrible and even terrible businessman.
Right.
But I mean, that's y'all thing. Like, get out of, if fucking PBC don't want to break bread, take it out of their hands. Big
Mm-hmm.
Fish, we implore you to show how big of a fish you are.
Exactly.
Are you tied to them? Are they your daddy? Are they your boss?
Yeah.
Take it
Yeah.
out their hand, and I guarantee you somebody will want to sponsor that shit. I guarantee you can take it to
Mitty,
the
it's
Middle East.
something going on though. Don't you think it's something going on, Mitty? It got to be something going on because
Yeah,
he do. I mean, Earl can't be this dumb that he don't know what this fight is worth. He got to know that this fight is worth big money, and for them to,
he might don't got no power, dog. The contract that
yeah,
he signed with PBC probably got him locked. He can't even
yeah,
help himself.
yeah. He
Tyson
can't. He
Fury,
can't.
well, we're not Tyson Fury. AJ and Usyk. Usyk has no metrics on records that I know about. I think the only pay-per-view he did was AJ when he took the belts the first time. I didn't pay for it because it was free on the zone. But I think if you didn't have the zone, you had to pay for it. I think. But that's the only pay-per-view that Usyk would have had. Not
Right.
enough to warrant paying him 75 million. But the
Right.
motherfucker got paid 75 million.
Million.
Earl
Right. Yep.
Spence, come
Damn
on,
sure.
bro. Take
That's what I'm
matters into
saying.
your own hand.
He
You
got
know what
to,
I'm saying?
man. And then, like I say, unless it's something going on that we don't fucking know about, he don't sign something. I don't know what it could be.
I don't know what it is either. I think you had got a call. Modern King Boxing said Crawford has the super belt. I think because it's the belt that allows you to go up a division and immediately makes the champ have to fight you. Other belts. Yeah, with the Charlo. Modern King said Eddie Hearn is being blocked out, unfortunately. Probably is. Big Al Money fan. And Modern King said these old crusty capitalists don't want to lose their chokehold. They just got to make money off of nigga neck. They got to put their boots on this dude's neck. And they got to make money. But when it comes to people like Tyson Fury, let's give him all the money. But then some kind of way, you give some kind of respect. Or George Cambosos. You think the Australian government paying George again $10 million, but George is getting paid $10 million. So now that kind of fucks up that narrative that the Australian government was giving him $10 million the first time. Who giving it to him now? Because he about to get that. How does this motherfucker negotiate stuff? Man, I swear that complexion boy is pimping like a motherfucker. Modern King Boxer said, it's too many. No, it's all YouTubers making a narrative as Crawford was right. And now we see that PBC is a career oppressor. Exactly. Dr. Mundo. All Bud Big Fight is with PBC fighters. Yeah. This is why I get so angry. Like when my whole topic was about Tyson Fury usurping his responsibilities and not doing what it was told for him to do. Where
Right.
we see people get stripped of their belts all the time for less.
Yep. Yep, and see,
Less.
they were talking all that bullshit, man, T, about Bud all these years when he with top rank and all that stuff like that. Oh, he a top rank Toby. Oh, he, you know what I'm saying? He, he's stupid for re-signing with Bob and all that shit. You could say what the fuck you want to say. The relationship that him and Bob ultimately end up having at the end. Yeah, it was tumultuous. It probably got bad or whatever it may be. The Bud was getting his money. I don't give a fuck what they say. He was getting his money. You know what I'm saying? So they can say what they want to say. Where he's supposed to leave when he's supposed to leave a place where he was getting his guarantees, where he was getting his money at, to go to a place where he know that the fighters over there was getting pimped. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, but it's not stupid. He getting $4, $5, $6 million guarantees, and he gonna go to a place where they getting 1.5, $1 million. Shit, the fighters over there in PBC were making the most money they made when they fought Crawford.
Mhm. They
Sean
do,
Porter got his highest payday.
they do what they want to do. That's my argument all the time. They do what they want to do,
Yeah.
and I'm just, it's like they can't never let a. I hate to say it like this. I know Jared would disagree, but sometimes I be feeling this. I just feel this way. They can't
Hmm.
never let a black man just get that kind of success like they
No.
do other people. They can't.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
something as ridiculous as asking for $500 million. They're not shooting that down.
That's
They,
crazy.
everybody in their mama, even black people, do it to their own self. Well, that's what you can't be asking for no $500 million. I don't know what you thought, shit. It's a business. Y'all get so caught up in these motherfucking excuses that y'all don't even think them shits ain't equally distributed. Like,
Yeah.
we got a lot of fights coming up. You don't hear shit about piracy.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
about piracy.
Yep.
And when they talked about piracy, when it came to Earl and Bud, it was to explain why they can't pay them, a decent wage.
Right.
The piracy of it all. Motherfucker, it's gonna be piracy no matter who up there fighting.
They're damn sure right about that.
We cutting everybody else check.
Right.
Well, it's the endorsement. Where you getting endorsements?
These
I don't want to
motherfuckers
talk
crazy.
about individual endorsement because that's what it is. Individual endorsements.
Right.
Fucking Brian Garcia getting the Gatorade don't help PBC. It don't help Oscar. It don't help the Zone. It don't help nobody but Ryan. That's his personal shit.
Right.
So I mean, he had that come up.
Yeah.
PBC getting endorsements helps PBC. So it
Right.
ain't, and I don't think the PBC is just because of the fighters. Like, I don't think endorsement people say, oh, just because of this fighter, we're gonna give you this. It's a combination of stuff. Oh, you get a
Yeah.
lot of eyes watching you. Yeah, we won't end. Sometimes it's the fighter. I think El Boogie always say it takes two. It takes two.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's two folks, like if it's Earl and Danny, that's not gonna be a big brouhaha compared
Right.
to if it's Earl and Crawford. That's gonna be big.
Yeah.
So if I'm an
Yeah.
endorser, I want to come in through with the Crawford and Earl
Right.
instead of the Danny and the Earl. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's
But see, that thing is, and I think too, Miss T, if you really look at it, if you go back and look at everything, it almost seems like PBC never had plans for Earl to fight Crawford. They never had plans. So it seems like now it's getting closer and closer. They making this shit uncomfortable as fuck for Crawford. They seeing him some bullshit that they know that he's not gonna take. You know what I'm saying? It don't seem like they want that fight. Earl, I'm not saying Earl don't want it. I would never say Earl don't want that fight. But I would say PBC is trying to push. It seems like they're trying to push that Keith Thurman thing more than they pushing the Bud thing. To me, it just don't seem like they ever wanted that Spence and Bud fight. You know what I'm saying? It's more like they bullshitting him around just so it can make it look like, oh, You know, because you got all these Earl Spence fans saying, Bud sign a contract, Bud sign a contract. That man ain't supposed to sign. He supposed to sign whatever the fuck y'all get him. No.
But you know what? You know what? I always say to Jared, that they'll walk away, they'll bite their nose off to spite their face. And
Yeah.
Jared would be like, no, they're not gonna just throw away men. Yes, they would. Because
Yeah.
if they don't
I
make
love
this
when you
fight,
say that, Miss T, because
yeah,
it fit the situation every time.
yeah. Because if they walk away, if they don't make this fight, they walk away from millions because they just
Yeah,
didn't want to pay these guys 8 or
that's
10
it.
million apiece. Really?
All
They
these
was gonna
fights
make
getting
that
made
in
with no
oh,
problem, man. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
sad. All these fights getting made with no problem. We hearing from here to there, hearing 50-50, all this good ass shit, and we can't even get these niggas met and shook hands, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mhm.
You're
like
right.
come on, man. Like, I
And
mean,
this
the
is crazy.
rivalry is there already. Them niggas should be
This
cool enough to be like, nigga, let's hang, nigga, not hang, but nigga, let's show these motherfuckers that we really want to fight and let's do this shit without them. Like I don't know who said it yesterday. Like, let's fuck that. Let's do this shit ourselves, man. Fuck them bums. Fuck them.
I wish Earl mind was where Tam or where Bud's mind is,
Yes.
because they would make that happen if that was the case.
Yep.
If he wasn't
I
such a
see
company
Dub.
man, if he wasn't such a company man, they'll stamp he'll be like, okay, Bud, we not gonna get it done here. Let's step out and go get it done on our
Yep.
own. Hey Al, I'm gonna go do this I'm gonna go do this thing with Bud, since we having problems here, and then I'm still, you know what I'm saying, I'm still
No,
with the
you're
team or
not.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if you your
Mom
own
said, no, you're
boss,
not.
but see that's the thing. If you your
Yeah. If
own
you your
boss,
own boss.
he always want to push
Yeah.
the narrative that he is own boss, man down, and all that stuff like that. It don't seem like he his
Yeah.
own boss.
Nope. Not
But
at
you know,
all.
I was debunking that shit months ago. I ain't taking credit, but I remember when I don't know if y'all remember, but I was on that. "You ain't your own boss." I got tired of that narrative. It was
Yeah.
about in the last year and shit. I was saying that because I was like,
Right.
"Yo, if you work with them, if you ain't putting up your own money, how you your own boss?" Like, yeah, I couldn't stand hearing it because it when you push that narrative, you get some kind of leverage, some
Right.
unforeseen
Mm-hmm.
or pseudo leverage about yourself, and you walking around slinging mud on some leverage you think you got, but you ain't got no leverage because you ain't your own boss. Ain't nothing
Right.
wrong with
Nope.
not being your own boss, or I'm proud of Earl for having his own production company or promotional company. He do probably get some extra money on the back end because of it, and he can hire other fighters, but let's be accurate in our description of what you are and what you not. Because if you was your own
I
boss
think it's
by now,
more.
this fight would be done.
I think it's more
Right.
the Spence the Spence ball holders. I think it's more of them making it seem, because I rarely. I mean, you probably heard a few things or Errol said, but not of lately. The motherfucker's been holding on the same shit he said and don't even say it verbatim and make it seem like he really the fucking A side all the way around. Like Bud ain't do shit. Like
But
what are we even
what we even fucking talking about?
talking about?
And then Bud is the highest paid welterweight in the division.
Yes.
He's the highest paid. You can say people
Yeah.
can say what they want to say. Oh, he overpaid and all that stuff. That man get his money. He's the highest paid.
Get his
Why
money.
why do other fighters make more money fighting Bud than they do Spence? If Spence the
Because
See
big
what I'm
fish,
saying?
just like when people fight Canelo, they gonna make more money because they fighting Canelo. If
Mm-hmm.
you the big
and
fish, they gonna make more
look,
money
and
fighting you.
check this out. When they be like the app, man, we all complain about the app, right? And there's no excuse. I agree when people say don't use that as an excuse. I agree, okay. But I would ask a simple
Mm-hmm.
question. I would say, look, could Crawford's fights do better or made more? And just be honest. Had it just been on ESPN pay-per-view versus ESPN Plus. If you honest, we'll definitely say on ESPN. Because all you
Yeah.
had to do is
Yes.
click the button. If you honest.
Yes.
So then if that's the case, it definitely would have made more. If that's the case, you have to look at Bob and say, if he's your top fighter over here, your best fighter, hands down, even over your Boyknick Tyson Fury. If y'all remember Boyknick from the Popeyes, I don't know if y'all remember that. He looked like a damn Boyknick. But anyway, if Bud is your best fighter, hands down, then why would you not optimize your earning potential with him? So when I say miss me with that, they don't throw away millions. They don't spite their nose off to spite their face. They do it all the time. If that is my top dude, I'm trying to make every fucking nook and cranny, not trying to stifle anything. And that's what Bob did.
Yep.
He was playing games.
Mhm.
See, we used to say stuff like, is your hate more than your love? Is your superiority more than your love or your desire to make money? Like, you got to be so superior over these guys, and you got to pay them, you got to lowball these niggas so bad that you going to throw the whole fight away.
Yeah.
You can't pay these niggas $8 million a piece, and you could potentially make $100 million off of them. Really, dog. That's how I feel. That's what baffles me every time. And I be like, y'all, damn, dude, your desire to lowball this nigga is greater than anything. It's greater than your desire to make money or anything.
And that's the thing, you're gonna make way more money than that. Like, you're gonna make so much fucking money off this fight, man. It's ridiculous. But you're so, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, go back to your saying, cut your nose out to spite your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so stupid that you know that this fight. This is the man, everybody's asking for this fight, man. People, hell, ESPN, they've been talking about this fight for the longest. If you look back on Max Kellerman and all them, they've been talking about this shit for the longest. So you know, soon as the word get out that this fight is made, Miss T, this fight gonna sell it fucking self, because it's gonna be all over the place. Oh, Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence. It's gonna be all over YouTube. It's gonna be all over the damn T. So it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. You're gonna make bukus of money because people have been wanting this fight for years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing, Miss T. Like, why be so cheap? Pay the guys.
Or do like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn ain't the only nigga. You can take. You got a beard and mustache, because you know them Arabs only listening to folks with beards and mustaches. Over there and strike a deal. I need to stop picking with them for they blow up my IP address. But you know what I mean. They listening to men. So you a man out, go over there, strike a deal with Saudi, and just feel like, yeah, I want to put the they'll pay for the whole thing. Then you ain't gotta worry about losing no money.
Yep.
And then you gonna make money still. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Come on, man.
Hey, Bob gonna say, you know, Mr. T, that's like TBC. We don't condone. I wish I could talk like that. Well, Bob, Earl.
Bonnie King's boxer said they stealing fights daily. Yeah, but that's everybody.
For real.
If we're not gonna use that as a mitigating factor for Canelo and Triple G and any and everybody else, then we can't use it as a mitigating factor. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Man, see, we gonna keep on upset. We gonna keep. Man, I'm so drained. I'm so drained with this fight, Mitzi.
Look, I'm keeping up with y'all. I was talking about Fury. What y'all think?
You're right. We done drifted off. All we need right now is the arrow section. All we need is the arrow section. We'd had a whole debate over this mother.
Ray, you trying to put the jacket on me. Hey, chap.
I know. I'm just saying.
The champ is here. The champ is here. Hey, Ray New. I told his ass up. I told your African ass up, Ray New.
I know you did, baby. I was like, yeah. And he was in the motherfucker in the middle of the Sahara with no surroundings. Like, what the hell?
I told you he's throwing all these.
I seen the game. I don't watch basketball. I'm like, damn.
Hey, Miss T, he throwing all these overall numbers at me. See, what I was trying to tell him, LeBron playing almost 20 years. I mean, he playing in his 20th year. He gonna have overall numbers. He gonna beat them out. with overall numbers.
Mhm.
That's not even the debate. The debate is who's the greatest at their peak. And Jordan was hands down the
Yeah,
greatest.
yeah.
So that's what I
Hey,
was trying to tell the young.
young dog held his own, Miss T. If he had a little more information, the way he presented the
Yeah,
little good shit that he had and a lot of bullshit he had, he presented it all like it was facts. So if he'd actually
Mhm.
had all facts, it would have been some real competition. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But
Yeah.
it was just it was so entertaining. It was so
It
Yeah,
entertaining.
was.
we,
I
we, we had to
swear
make
it
it.
was.
We had to make it
Passionate
entertaining.
about it. But
Did
I
you
would say
did you
this
had
to young
listen? You
Africa.
listen to it?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I listen
okay.
to young Africa.
Yes.
I would say this: if he ever listen, or y'all can tell him I said so. You have to take in consideration your age and what you was privy to.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you did not watch
Nope.
basketball during his reign, it's
He
hard.
said he
It's
was
like,
born.
yeah,
Hey,
you
Mr.
wasn't
He said
even
he was
born.
born. No, he said he was born when did he say he was born when Jordan went to the Wizards?
What's a wizard? He's a
So like,
millennial. He's a
yeah, so
millennial. Yeah,
yeah,
he's a
that's
That
like
really
millennial.
tell a whole story.
that's like that's like
I'm
when
about
we
to mute
talking
right
about
quick, y'all.
Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson, we know his reputation. And but when you ask, if you ask me, I'm like Floyd Mayweather, and I always say because of this era. But then I tried to go back and look at certain things where he was better. Like Floyd got the record for 50-0. He beat out Rocky Marciano. But did he really? Because Rocky Marciano started when he was 22 years old, boxing, just like Deontay started late and boxed for 8 years and got that record. Who beating that? So did Floyd really beat it in his 20-year career versus Rocky Marciano's 8-year career? Floyd, my dude, but I'm just saying, I go back and get those mitigating factors. I'd be like, well, damn, Rocky started out boxing late, started boxing when he was in his 20s, and did 8 years as a pro and was 49-0. I mean, which one of them records is you gotta really put some spec on it? Like who did a more amazing thing, Floyd or Rocky? That's a debatable thing right there. So he gotta, but as far as I'm concerned, Floyd is the guy. Because I grew up in Floyd's era. So young Africa, he seemed like he don't take that in
He
consideration.
he he don't. But damn, you said Rocky Marciano, and it's like 5 or 6 fights a year.
Yeah, people back then, and there was 15 rounders back then.
Damn. Woo. What the fuck?
It makes
Hey,
you
that
know what I'm
eight
saying? It
though,
makes
that
you
eight
think.
though, he did all that in that eight though. That eight is a
8 years.
bad dude. And yeah, like he said, like she said, 15 rounds, bro. Like, dude. And the
That
boys
shit
wasn't 3 minutes.
crazy, man.
They wasn't 3 minute rounds.
Yeah, and
And you
That
can
look,
watch
shit
it.
is
You can
but
watch
out
it.
of
crazy.
You can,
everybody, out of everybody in the 20th century, 21st century, who I think who or thought who could go 15 rounds, I think Floyd Mayweather Jr. could. I really do
oh,
believe
definitely.
he could have did
His
a
stamina
15
was
round.
ridiculous.
Yeah. I think he yeah. I think he one of them guys that can go 15 rounds. And the fact that he's a defensive fighter. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he know his defense and his movement and he can definitely go there. His stamina is stupid. He got stupid stamina. You know what I'm
Yeah, because
saying?
look, you got to think about the majority of the his last real good fights or his last fights leading to his retirement. He went all went the full 12 and looked good afterwards,
Mhm.
like he could have
And
kept
Ray knew
going.
he's never getting hit clean. You never hitting
Mhm.
Floyd
Nope,
clean.
nope.
So that's the
If it
thing.
is, it's
He
gonna be
he
a
preserved
early
himself.
round. Yeah, definitely like a month. Yeah,
And
didn't
he
drink,
wasn't
didn't
out of
smoke.
breath.
So, ooh,
Right, right,
He never was
right,
out of breath. Like
right.
he just take in one breath. But I have to look at Rocky Marciano's record a little bit different. Because I'm like,
yeah,
this dude didn't even start boxing until he was 20, 21, 22, something like that.
that's
And then just
crazy.
did 8 years. That's it. And he got 49-0. And it's taken
Mm.
somebody 50 years to break his record.
Yeah, that shit crazy, man. That's
You know what I'm
that
saying?
that's that shit is crazy.
So
Wow.
who really the GOAT when it comes to that? Which one of them got the GOAT
Right,
status? I
right.
mean, that's why I think like it would not be hard for me to give it up to Rocky. because up, you've been boxing since you was, as your daddy said when he grabbed his nuts. He been raising you since here.
Right,
and,
right.
and
And
Senior
and
said
and,
that shit.
and the gloves they used back then is almost like they were bare knuckles almost. Like they
Yeah.
good they will get hit. They like you might have well been bare knuckles with them little small ass gloves they had back then.
And they wasn't big ass heavyweights.
No, they wasn't at all.
It was
They
probably
wasn't at
more like
all.
a light heavyweight, cruiserweight today.
Yeah, yep, more like the cruiserweights or something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I gotta put some respect. I gotta give him some respect
Yep,
on Rocky because 8 years, Shawty, and you started late. And as Floyd said, he said he been having little Floyd in the gym since he could barely walk. You
yeah,
can't beat that kind of train. That's why Boots is the way he is. Because Boots been in the gym since he was in Pampers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That
You know what I'm
is
saying?
crazy,
So
man.
that I mean, but when I again, I gotta give it up to Rocky. Just on that.
Yeah,
Now Floyd's still overall my favorite. Top hands down, best TBE over all of them. But I
okay,
do consider the fact that I didn't grow up in their era. So if somebody from their era said, don't know, and they from their era and they got to see this era, I have to refer to them. I have to
right,
defer to them at that point. I'd be like, well, you've seen both eras. You was there, so I guess you would know better than I. You would know better than I which one
right.
is. But other than that, that was a good ass little debate, y'all boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
But it was so crazy because back then, because saying even coming even through the early '90s and stuff like that when Roy was doing his thing and stuff like that, you had like Julie Jackson, the G Man, and them guys like that. Julie Jackson knocked motherfuckers out left and right. Julie Jackson was the truth.
Yeah, I
You
just
know what
seen a
I'm
clip on him. Guess who he picking for the win between Earl and Spence?
saying?
Bud.
But
Yeah, and I said, well, if you can't listen to Julian about some shit, I do believe he the SME subject matter expert.
they ain't even listen to Tyson or none of them other cats, man. They want to do what they want to do. Then they come and flip the shit saying, oh, Tyson picked Earl Spence over what's the name. They just got, man, look here. Let's just fight, man. Let's just get the fight. Fuck all this other stuff, man. I'm so tired of all this shit, man. Cause
I
these
don't want
damn
to jinx
these
it.
Earl Spence fans.
I don't even
Yeah,
want to jinx it and keep saying, Bud, you know he gonna
me
win.
either.
He gonna win.
Me
I be
either.
feeling like I'm a jinx it. So I just be like, look, they both are great fighters. They hell of a
They
fight.
both
They
are,
both
Miss
are
T.
gentlemen. I like both of them.
And I do too. That's why I tell everybody I don't hate that, and that's the thing. I don't hate Spence. You know what I'm
But I will
saying?
call Spence on his bullshit.
I call Bud on his bullshit. If you know what I'm saying, if I see some bullshit coming from Bud, I'll call Bud out on some bullshit. If I see some, but the way Bud moves, he moves like a real man's supposed to move in the way that I see him. But if you talk to these Spence fans, they'll try to twirl some shit around and say, oh, he did this, oh, he did. But to me, I have nothing but high praise. Even with the Sean Porter interview that he did, Miss T,
Mhm.
my high praise with him on that because he was talking about businessman shit. He
Yeah.
even giving Sean Porter some tips on property and all that stuff like that. How can you not respect the man like that? And then in his neighborhood, he got gyms and shit for his gym is for the youth and all that stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
he doing shit for his people. You know what I'm
And
saying?
he doing a lot of philanthropy work in
Yeah.
Africa. A lot of people don't know that or be recognized. He goes to Africa a lot and he does a lot of philanthropy work there. And I
See?
mean, so he gives he's a giver just as much as he a
Yes.
receiver. And you
Yes.
gotta commend him for that. But if y'all didn't notice, I haven't really said nothing bad about Earl Spence lately in months because he been keeping his nose clean a little bit.
Yeah.
But I still and will call him a nut digger, because or a nutcracker because he go for the nuts. I think he do it on purpose.
Man,
And
he and them people they'll swear you down that them ain't low blow, man. He be busting folk nuts up and he
I
do it
don't, yeah,
repeatedly.
I don't know how they call him the body snatcher. He the nut snatcher for sure. Definitely got that vote. But
So
y'all,
you the
look,
nuts, nuts that.
I want to say some sad stuff right here. So
Sad.
y'all know I'm gonna read and give y'all updates.
Oh,
I
you
read
said
a little bit
sad?
more into the George Foreman situation.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
And
yeah,
y'all know what I found out. It's
yeah.
Oh,
not looking
Georgia
too
Porgy
good.
Pudding Pie.
It's not looking too good for your boy George. Now, George might get away with not having to pay shit out. I mean, because granted, it has been 45 to 50 years. I think it's 45 years exactly. But somebody
Mm,
was putting 100 on 10 and saying 50. Okay, we'll say 45 to 50.
mm,
But he probably thought, no baby. The women didn't have a baby. There's no evidence after 45 years. And it was a long time ago. That's probably George calculus in his mind. But here's the thing. There's a such thing as contemporary notes or contemporary conversation. And for
right,
those of you who don't know what that means, that's like if something went down right now and me, Ray New, and Extra went out and Extra told his wife and Ray New told his wife, and I told my family here what happened just now.
right.
That's considered contemporary. We saying it. But if we went from this instant and didn't say anything, that's kind of bad because then it's like you wait all this time. How you know? How are you clear about
Mhm.
blah blah? This one thing I think that they got George on. Pedophiles groom their victims.
Yep.
Let me repeat that. Pedophiles groom their victim, and they could
Right.
point out and see that he was doing some grooming
Mm.
often.
For
Not just
real?
probably not just them two, because where there's two, there's five, there's six.
Oh yeah.
That's how
Mhm.
I see it. When you groom, then the weirdest thing, and I'm gonna tell y'all,
Fucking pattern.
I
Yep.
will say
Fucking
this: this
pattern.
is so unfair for men. I will agree, it is. But y'all got y'all unfair shit y'all got to deal with in life, and we do too as women. But this one is unfair because all it takes is a couple of men to make all of y'all rotten. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so, you have to keep your guard up because you just never know. But he
Right.
was grooming some little girls as young as 9. That's when
No,
he
come
started
on
grooming.
now. Come on. Are you serious?
Yeah, nigga. I ain't say he
No,
slept with a
Mitty.
9-year-old. I'm saying grooming. And the crazy thing about grooming, it could go on right in front of your face right now, and you won't
Yep.
even peep it. But then, like when you look back hindsight, you be like, "That's what that nigga was doing." It happens all the time.
Mm.
You gotta
What
pay
the
attention to
fuck?
detail. Like, I used to tell my daughter, I used to be like, "Don't no self-respecting man got no conversation for you."
Right.
And you better
Exactly.
not be on that lap talking to them. Be like, "Hi, little girl. You a cute little girl. Okay." If he buy you candy, he better buy everybody out that bitch candy. You
I
know what I'm
don't even need
saying?
him buy you no candy. You don't need to be stepping no
Exactly.
candy for nobody.
Exactly. And then I say, even with women, I would tell my daughter, don't trust no women neither, because I never forget. I went to the Floyd fight with Pacquiao, and
Mm.
I was talking about it the year before, and I didn't know he was gonna fight Pacquiao, but I knew I was graduating college, and I said I'm for myself. I'm taking myself to the Floyd fight, whoever he fight, because we knew he fought in May and September, so it
Right.
just so happened to be the Pacquiao joint with a lucky break. But one of my daughter's friends' mom, I was telling her that, and she said, "Well, we got your baby. We blah 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 blah." And my daughter had been, doing sleepovers over there. They do sleepovers over here, and so I left my daughter with her. Now I had a friend that I used to hang out with, and she, for some reason, I left her no instructions,
Right.
none, to deal with my daughter. I put my dogs in the kennel. I didn't need you to come over my house. Do nothing. I'm gone. I'll be back. She
Yeah.
calls up my daughter. Now and it was like, you need to check in. My daughter's like, what? So my daughter probably like brushed her off. Then she kept calling, and she was like, look, I'm telling you, like, now she barking orders, like she gonna come over there and change up some shit. So my daughter called me. She ain't want to call me, and she asked me. She was like, did you tell so and so to? I said, hell no. She said, well, she told me, but I said, don't worry about it. You tell what's her name, mama. I left her with you and only her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I said, make sure she know that. She said, okay. And I said, I'm glad. Well, I'm glad you didn't, go off because my daughter is not disrespectful. So she didn't go off because some kids be like, bitch, you ain't my mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But my daughter didn't do that. So I called her, and I could have been cruel or whatever, but I didn't want to spoil my fun. But in my head, I'm thinking, bitch, what's wrong with you? I didn't
That
need,
goddamn right.
you can't confuse kids like that. And so I called her
Right.
and just asked her. I said, did you call my daughter? Yeah, because she needed to be. I didn't ask you to do that.
Right.
But nothing. I didn't ask
But
you to
my
do
ass.
nothing.
Yeah.
She's good where she at. Thanks. I mean, thanks for thinking of her. When I got the phone, I'm like, you dumb bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I tell my kids don't trust women too, because sometimes women can be so fool for a dude that set them up. And I just don't play that. But the dude kind of looked like old George was grooming some of these girls since they was 9
Shit,
years old.
crazy, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy as fuck.
Big Fish,
What
you in the
the
building. Hey, Big Fish. I heard
goddamn fish? What the
you put
hell?
me on the pound for pound as the buddy. I appreciate it. I wear it with a badge of honor. What's
Oh,
poppin', Big Fish? What you got on
Miss T, what's up?
it?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
I have to apologize to you, Miss T. I left you out the initial list, but
yeah, yeah. That was Quinn.
on the first of the month, you will be on there somewhere. I don't know where.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I consider it an honor, Big Fish.
Yeah, I already know you do.
every time y'all play that My Buddy, I be shaking my head side to side like my buddy and me.
Mr.
Yeah,
Gucci,
kid
you.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh yeah.
kid sister. You kid sister, Miss T.
Okay, sister.
Yeah, kid sister. Kid sister and me.
Okay, sister.
Hell no.
Kid sister
Damn.
and me.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I just lied on, Miss T. I can't, just trying to catch on to what y'all talking about. I'm assuming you talking about George Foreman.
Oh George.
So, so,
Oh
so,
George.
some, is some validity into those allegations, or it's straight? It's some,
I think so because once you start showing where he was grooming some little girls, and people can talk about that. Like you might have people that don't really want to get into, that they see him do this or see him do that. But if somebody has admitted that he gave a guy a telephone number. He used this guy to give his number out to these young girls. He groomed them. He showed an interest when they were young. Their father worked with him. One of them, he threatened that the father would lose his job, and so the girl felt helpless. But it all they don't see. I'm reading every word and paying attention. It seemed like once they get like 16, George is not interested in them.
damn.
But George was probably grooming them when they was like 9 years old.
Get the fuck out of here.
So he wasn't prepping them for 18. He was prepping them for 15, 14,
Yeah, he was
13.
prepping them for 13, 14, somewhere between 13 and 16.
Shit crazy, man.
Oh man, that's a hell of an allegation. So you saying that George Foreman and Ike Turner got the same personality?
I don't know. Did Ike mess with people young? I mean, Tina, I guess. But
Tina Turner. Yeah, that's pretty much what Tina Turner mom. She pretty much just handed her daughter over to Ike Turner. She was.
I mean, that's what they did back in the day. But I mean, I think George knew better. I think over time things change. But just so we clear, like just in our culture alone, just world culture or history alone, it was customary to pass off little girls like 12 and 13 to grown ass men. That's just how they did it.
Hey, Big Fish, can you remember like back? Can you think back like growing up? Well, I don't know. Like I might, what I'm saying, you might be around the same era I'm at, but I'm in my 40s. But can you think about growing up in the hood when the big time dope dealers and shit they used to mess with the girls our age and shit like that?
Boy, the finest girls in schools used to get
Yeah,
picked up by the dope dealers.
yeah,
It was just like not a serious
Y'all motherfuckers ain't with no damn school.
this dead serious right here. You ever heard that? Remember that movie Friday Night Lights or whatever
Yeah.
yeah,
the movie about the high school where the football team was real good and there was like 5 or 6 of the dudes robbed the store or whatever.
yeah.
Y'all seen that movie? Well, anyway, that high school they had this dope dealer right there, like a real big dope dealer in Dallas, and he was supposedly had AIDS, and he was spreading that
Oh,
around to all the little girls, at that
mm,
school, at
God
that
damn.
same high school, man, and then even the
that's
high
sad.
school, couple of high schools that I went to, you seen that all the time. Dudes be 21, 25, you know,
That's
pulling up in the
crazy.
nice cars or whatever,
Yeah,
girls jumping in the car with them. It's like
Oh,
they
I
was
yeah.
all.
remember that too. What's up, Mr.
What,
Golden?
Yeah, and
I remember that.
what's up,
it's
people?
the crazy part about it is because we didn't know no, you know what I'm saying, by us being younger, we went to school with these girls. They were the finest girl in school and stuff like that. But we looking at that shit, they were just regular to us. We didn't, we didn't look at it. I knew it was. I mean, I ain't gonna say if I knew that hands on that it was wrong, but it was happening so much that you
It
like,
was
okay, it's
it
just
was
regular norm. It's just a norm.
it was
But
Yeah.
see,
desensitized.
see, like you say, back in the days, man, when we was coming up, man, that shit was like, it was natural. The pimps would get the young girls and turn their ass. I know, shit, when I was in school, middle school, they had some of them girls out there on the corner. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, hey,
Who
they
was
pick their
that?
ass up. Huh?
Who was that? That's Maceo Golden,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
Mr. Golden.
Oh,
big bro. What's up,
what's up?
man?
What's up, baby? Yeah, yeah,
My bad. Go ahead. I just didn't catch your voice, bro. My bad to interrupt you.
that's okay. I came on, I just turned the TV on. You were just coming in. I just walked in the house. Yeah, man. I see that. I know a lot of, like I said, the finest girls, man. I mean, sure, I know some boy that was out there. The boy, look at here. They live seven, 8th grade. What they do? They jump in the car, the boys, man, and they gone. You feel what I'm saying? They underage
Yeah,
and shit. That's back then. That's what they preyed on them young girls. And then
But
back,
right.
you know what, Mr. Golden? I in my day it was like that too. I actually had a boyfriend when I was 14 years old who was 28, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And when we had moments where we could be by ourselves, maybe over somebody's house, I couldn't wait to get out there because I realized I was in over my head. It's a grown man. I don't know what he finna
yeah,
ask me. I'm scared. I don't even want to see it because I don't know. I don't understand them sizes. Shit, I'm just 14.
well,
Right.
Shit,
shit, man. Now you gotta
I
look at
feel
you gotta
about
look at these little
it.
girls now. Even nowadays, shit, but them little girls quicker than I mean, they faster than the motherfuckers. Older woman. I heard a little young girl the other day, man. We was out there, and she was talking about she been in a motel and this and I'm looking. I said, well, how old you? At? Still 14. I was, what the fuck you doing in the goddamn motel? Oh, I'm just chilling and shit. Man, what the fuck you mean? I was, what the fuck your mom was at?
Yeah, these young folks these days, they do a
I
lot of
mean,
hotel parties. I don't know what that's about.
it's fucked up. It's back in the '70s and shit. Man, that's man,
Hey,
please.
hey, y'all know what's so crazy about it is the kids, the females who doing it now, they mamas the ones and they aunties the ones that got turned out back in the day. So they
Yeah.
following the trends and they never get told that was wrong. They got told wrong by family members that they ain't fuck with. Like y'all just hating because I can get a nigga or y'all hating on
Yeah,
auntie such and such
Hey,
or
hey,
I
y'all,
mean,
you know what's so funny, Ray? New. You know what's so funny about that? Because the ones that had the kids like that, they were young when they had their child. They were 14
yeah,
when they had their
yep.
child, so they was a baby themselves when they got pregnant with their child. So they were about 13, 14 years apart.
I mean, I look
Exactly.
at, I can see people now, they partying with their little daughters, 12, 13, 14 years old. Look at when we was coming up, man, male, female, you wasn't allowed to be in no grown folks goddamn face, man.
Mm.
We
Hell
don't ever
no.
play that shit.
So what y'all
Mom
think?
had coming. Mom had coming, sit your ass down, you get your ass in that room.
So what y'all think should happen to old George?
I went, well, and like I said, if it's true, yeah, actually, I'll tell you, Mister, I think we talked about this last night, or whoever we was talking about this the other day. There's really nothing they can do.
Yeah, it is because they were minor.
But the statute of limitation has ran out on that.
No, they changed the laws.
But guess what? But
They
it changed the law. But
if you're a
but
minor, you can come back and get them. If you're an adult, you cannot. These were minors.
but see, you can't go back. Maybe they could make it. Well, things that happened way back then. The laws were different back then. So
But
just
they
because they
changed
changed
the
the law,
law
just
now.
because they changed the law now, they can't go back there
Yeah, they
and say,
can.
"Oh, they can." Okay,
Yeah, yes.
but
Because
like I
what
say,
they did was
but
they changed
but
it, meaning you can prosecute. Meaning when
okay,
because they know
Bill
that
Cosby.
people suppress information, and they said
mm-hmm,
as soon as it come out, like I don't know how they gauge this one, but as soon as you
mm-hmm.
start remembering all the details, you got 3 years from that moment to say something or do something, and then otherwise you lose that. But how do you gauge that? I don't know. Now that
So
part.
that's what I'm saying. How you know she ain't thought about that shit years ago, and now she just said, "Okay, I'm gonna say something now." I mean, who you know? She could have been came back to remember. I'm not making no excuse for George. You
Yeah.
know, I just like the day I saw the news today dealing with R. Kelly. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but kind of funny the videotape that they got out of him with the young girls and this and stuff there. It's fake. The people came out. I saw this. This was on the news the day on YouTube. The people talk about how the prosecutor all of them knew that shit was fake, and then supposed to be R. Kelly on the tape. Now that the trial in Chicago is going ridiculous, man. You know,
I don't feel
All,
sorry
all
for
of it, all of it, all of it, Mr. Golden, or just some of it?
no, they saying that tape that they used to took the victim
Oh, the
and all this
tape,
stuff,
the actual sex tape. Yeah.
the actual sex tape. Even the girl admitted in the beginning that wasn't her, and they're saying that R. Kelly got a specific mark on his back, and the day that they showing on that, it's not even him. That mark that
the video with him and Sparkle Niece, and what everybody said that was a real video.
they said that is not real. It's supposed to be. They have experts that came on and redid that tape over mine. They said that's like you could tell it's fake.
But
I'm
you know he a nasty motherfucker.
well, I'm just saying, you know, they don't tell me even with his case, the female, the parent are selling the kids to this man here, taking the kids. You know, I mean, folks do anything for goddamn money now.
Yeah, it's
You
they
feel what I'm saying?
deserve culpability as well.
Right,
What
you know.
I
We need some
only
real.
I
We need
just
some
my
like.
only thing is just folks having proof because anybody can come out and say anything and then
Right.
right there it's like you're guilty before you know any facts come out. You know what I'm saying? It's
The
almost like
media,
it's unfair.
the media is
That's
gonna
the hey.
convict you.
That comes with
The
that
media gonna
territory, though.
convict
You
you
got to
whether
think about
you
it.
before they get anything. You know, they
That
come out
comes
and
with
tell
the
you,
territory, though. You know, you fucking with
right.
kids.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, no,
they
no.
all holler
If it's
about.
true, if it's true, that's another story. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
anybody can come up. It don't be an instance with shit where people don't say something about somebody,
Yeah.
and then it turns out
Yeah.
not to be true, but they don't ruin their reputation by that time,
That's
and
the
then
Right.
thing. They rather
you know
take
what I'm
listen, the
saying?
motherfucker. They rather take that chance than leave this motherfucker out here if he really doing it predatorily and he doing
Right,
it to other kids. That's how they look at it. Regardless if we like this nigga ain't do that shit. Well, he
But you
ain't
know
do
what?
that shit. But they can't trust
that
that.
is.
They can't trust our. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was so I don't forget that somebody just made. I think it was that show where you say your reputation is tarnished. That is the
Man, listen.
bad part about the whole thing. But when you talk about pedophilia and shit like that, it should
Yeah, you
really
gotta.
make
Hey.
you walk a tightrope. Because I used to
Yeah,
have
you better
kids
buckle
all
down.
in my house, and people used to be like, "Why you let all them kids come over there?" Now y'all hear me say children. I claim my daughter's brother as my son because I pretty much
Right.
raised him too. He was here, but I only have one kid, so I need
Mm-hmm.
my daughter
Mm-hmm.
to have relationships with kids around as she's grown up. Because I can't teach her how to share and do all this stuff. She's gonna know it when she's by herself. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
purpose of me bringing my nephews, my neighbor's daughter to play with my daughter, just all these kids. But you know what Miss T did? I brought my happy ass upstairs, closed my bedroom door. Don't come in
right.
this motherfucker. I stayed
What?
over here as long as they was in here, and I'm a female. What the fuck
Yeah.
now? But no, you will never say nothing inappropriate going on. If I heard something
Hell
break
no.
or some craziness going, I wasn't above kicking the nigga out. Yeah, fuck,
Right.
come get your kid.
Come
But
get
see,
this
my thing
little
was,
one.
but see, I was the same way. I was the same way when I was married, and my wife had got that female friends came over with that shit. I stayed my ass in the room. I didn't
Yeah,
entertain none of
that's
that
how I
shit.
was. That's how I was. Hey, Miss, hey, big bro. That's how I was when
Ain't no
when my
food.
daughter when she was in high school, when her friends come over stuff like that. I stay in my make sure I stay in my goddamn room.
Hell
Yeah, I ain't
yeah.
running shit.
I let my wife handle that shit like that. Like I
He
stay in
he,
my
he
See,
was
room.
you
look
know,
Ain't got no
he was
time for no
look he was
bullshit.
looking at me. He was looking at me, or he like, Lord
Right,
have mercy, you
yeah,
came over here what you
right.
had on intentionally to so a nigga so you can get you a guarantee that you can pull an older nigga or some shit like that. Heifers be on some
go
totally
ahead, with that
different shit.
bullshit.
Heifers was that
Yeah.
bullshit. Gone with that bullshit.
You
Right.
as a grown man gotta protect yourself as well. Like one of
Yeah.
my
Mhm.
friends,
Yeah.
I used to tell him, I'd be like, he had freedom reign to my house, but I would be like, when my daughter upstairs playing with her homegirls, I wouldn't go up there if I was you. He's like, why? I'm just going to your room. I said, nigga, I just told you
No,
I wouldn't
don't
go
go
up
up
there if
there.
I
Mm.
was you.
Cause
And
the
like
first thing they will
things
holler about, he touched me. I'm gonna tell you a prime
exactly,
example. I'm gonna tell you a
we
prime
don't
example that happened when
believe
you,
we don't believe the little girls.
yeah,
Right.
prime example. Prime example. Me and my ex-wife, we was divorced and everything. I'm riding at work though. When my home was riding, I seen her at the bus stop. She stopped me at the bus stop, holler about she needed this, give her some money, this and get. I was like, I ain't giving you nothing. You feel what I'm saying? She literally told me to my face, I'm gonna get you. This girl got on that bus and went downtown to the courthouse, lied and told on people I boxed her in her damn chest. You feel what I'm saying? Them folks had no evidence, no proof, no nothing because she said that shit. A week later,
Wow.
them folks coming on my job locking my black ass up. I'm like, man, what the hell? We got off for what? They charged me
Hey
with
man.
battery.
Hey,
I mean, because they let you know without any proof. You feel what I'm saying? They're gonna
mm-hmm.
charge you with this crap here. Just to have to do with me, and he told the man the exact same thing. What I told him, and but I still had to go through the formation of bonding out of jail, all the bullshit. Had to go to
Yeah.
court.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? Off of some bullshit that wasn't true.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And that's what I'm saying. Like you already guilty before any you know what I'm saying
right?
evidence. You know what I'm saying. Somebody can say some shit about, and that's the part about it. You know what I'm saying. They say, oh, you're innocent until proven guilty. No, it's the other
That's
way
bullshit.
around.
You're
You're
guilty. You're
guilty
Hey,
until
guilty,
you
and
proven
you got to prove
When
innocent.
it,
yourself innocent.
when it comes to this, it is
hey,
like I said in the beginning. It is unfair the way men
uh-huh.
have to go through this type situation versus how women deal with
But
it.
you got to protect yourself though. But you got
But you
to
do
keep
got to
yourself out of them
protect
situations.
yourself. Like my homeboy, and he probably watches, so I'm sorry, I ain't gonna call his name. But I know my homeboy. I've known this boy since we were kids, and I'm talking about pre-pubescent kids. I've known him that long,
Right.
and he was telling me about like his current situation while he not with the last woman he was with. She had like 2 kids, and they had a kid together. And he said that some kind of way, without getting into details, that the, that she claims that the little girl said he touched her, but he said the little girl not saying that or whatever. This woman uprooted herself and moved to a whole nother state, the great state of Texas, that is, away from Virginia to Texas, and she, or somewhere down south, she won't come back. Like, and I was like, damn, you born and raised, in Virginia, you just uprooted like that and left, and you don't give a damn, you don't want nothing from them. Y'all got a kid, you ain't pressed. And my friend was like, I'm telling you, yo, I'm telling you. And in the back of my head, it's like how I'm laughing because how y'all said motherfucking guilty before, whatever, because I'm like, nigga, shit. I'm glad you know hanging around me and my daughter. I'd have had to kill you now. We
Right.
we buddies. Our parents know each other, and We done growed up, but I'd had to shoot your dick off now. So I'm just saying, that's that thing in the back of my head. Can he come around my kids now? Yeah, my kids are grown. But if I had a little kid, I would be extra. Y'all right. People just automatically say you're guilty. That's it's
Yeah.
kind of fucked up.
That's the way it is, though. You know what I'm saying? That's with anything. It's not just. It's pretty much with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like people can say some things about you, and then if you's a person that has a reputation, then your reputation takes a hit because of the fact that that person said that about you. But then when that shit comes out to be false, by that time you don't went through so much shit, courts and payments and this and that or the other, just to what I'm saying, clear your name and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying, and you out of money, your reputation don't took a hit, and all this shit don't happen to you.
Yeah.
Then you know what I'm saying. Now they find out now you ain't gonna recoup no money back for going to court and shit like that. You're not gonna get the time back that so you went through with all the shit you going through with that shit, and you know what I'm saying. People still you gonna have their perceptions about you because you know what I'm saying, they don't put your name out there and stuff like that. That's kind of unfair. But it's like I said, to the people that actually have done these things, you know what I'm saying, though, hey,
Uh-huh.
they need to whatever they need to throw the motherfuckers up under the jail. But I'm just talking about the
That's
people
true.
that are actually innocent, and you got vindictive people out there just trying to ruin their names.
But let me tell you, with George, I think these people can, because I read this long, in-depth article. But with George, I think the people can prove, because I walked away from reading the article, that they can prove that there was some grooming going on. And grooming don't have to be nefarious or
Right,
crazy. Like I
right.
said, you're a grown man. Why are you having a conversation with a 9-year-old?
That's crazy.
Hell
What's
no.
your purpose? A long conversation. You ain't standing next to her dad or her mom, and you in-depth conversation. You like you trying to have a friendship. Why? And that I
Yeah.
think is something that they can show. Plus, it's a guy that used to give these little girls numbers out. So George,
Lady
why
T,
somebody,
Lady T,
what's up?
excuse me, yeah, but not getting off the subject. Mr. Big Fish, Big Fish, you still there? You gone?
What's that, Mr. Golden?
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I got a bone to pick with you too.
Oh shit.
So
What,
Can you can you hear me?
yeah, I can
he
hear you.
can.
I'm waiting to see what you got to say.
That bullshit from last night you pulled.
Ah, Mr. Golden, you already know, man. You one of my favorites, man. That's just a
Hey,
compliment, man.
hey, look here. I was trying my damnedest to get back on that goddamn panel. He would let me back on that motherfucker. I said, them dirty son of a bucks right there, boy. I said, boy, you that damn be back and eat. I said, every time we finna get off the goddamn show, here y'all go fucking with me. I said, boy, I said, you would not catch that goddamn big fish. I said, I'm gonna choke his ass out.
Hey, it's
Damn.
inevitable, baby. They
Yeah,
got they got they got to fuck
that
with
was
you,
B
bro.
Mac, Mr. Golden.
But no, be
B
back.
Mac fault.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what he gonna do? Man, that was big fish. That was big fish. That was eat. Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
gonna
hey,
blame
hell
me,
yeah.
Mr. Golden.
Huh?
It's always my fault.
Yeah, it is.
So women,
But
who is
yeah.
it
Hey,
tonight? Whose matchup is it tonight? Is Big Fish and Young Africa against who?
no,
No,
Big
it's
Fish ain't
No,
Quentin.
in it.
no, it's
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 Quentin.
Q. It's
It's
get
Q.
L
It's
Boogie,
Quentin.
L
It's just
Boogie, Gooch,
Q.
Gooch,
3-on-1. 3-on-1.
L Boogie, Gooch, and Mr. Warren.
Mr.
You
We
don't think
Warren.
showing these
Big Fish
motherfuckers.
might help
Listen, we showing these
you
motherfuckers
out?
how much power they got. 3-on-1. That's a bullshit. It's supposed to be 3-on-3. How the hell is it 3-on-1? Hey, Quentin over there feeling so good. I got all three of these motherfuckers, right?
Right.
I'm about to do all these motherfuckers, right? I'm gonna do them
Fish, you're
wrong,
not gonna help
right?
her? You're not gonna help you?
Oh, he
Right.
don't need no help. He gonna pump him up.
No,
Big
Fish, you
Fish so
gotta
Right.
help
fucking
too.
man.
You gotta help him.
Man, Big Fish say he the moderator. Big Fish say he just in the background.
Hey, that's Mr. Monkey Rich right there. Mr. Big Fish will throw a Monkey Rich in there, start the whole party. He'll change the whole
Yeah, yeah.
atmosphere. Hey, I'm telling you, and we all bite on it like some damn food. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
makes the motherfucking conversation and the chat so beautiful. I love it. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
yeah,
But listen,
You
I
keep, hey,
came
you
in
keep
late, but lady T.
hey, you
Women,
keep that shit pure
y'all
like
in the
that.
chat and everything. I'm gonna keep up with the family story, and I'll bring y'all updates as needed. But go ahead.
Okay. But listen, I got another question. I came in late. I don't know if y'all touch on this or not. Uh, what y'all think about that situation about Devin Haney with the Rain magazine belt? Did y'all see that?
He
Nah, what
gave it up,
happened?
right?
About that, he said something about racist or something.
A
He
Rain
gave it up.
magazine told Devin they want their belt back. Devin told them to take the motherfucker.
He's gonna take it.
Hey,
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Yep.
who got the video of that? Fight Hub, Fight Hype.
All of them got it on all of them got it on that. And I googled it up and I googled it also, and I sent a clip to B Mac earlier. You know the link to him. And he read the shit, man. How they, it's fucked up with the disrespect. How they doing that
Straight
young man?
disrespect.
They're so fucking disrespectful, man. It's like they're not even acknowledging him as the undisputed champion. You feel what I'm saying? They put everybody before and down. Tell the nigga, man, fuck y'all.
I'm
You
gonna tell
know?
y'all
I
this.
mean,
I think
Don't
they I
buy
think they
into
trying to
that
get some
narrative
articles.
that only Latinos buy fights. I'm telling you, start. You know, when we wasn't in vogue, we went and got Ebony and S. You know, we got our own magazine, and guess what? It was hot ticket items. So we got to start investing in our own, fights. Go
right.
back to fighting
Mhm.
blacks. It
Hey,
will sell. It will sell.
I mean,
they always got to put
and,
some bullshit. They always got
and
to put some bullshit out there.
I looked at that pound list that they got.
Yeah, I was gonna bring
Okay,
that up.
that pound list that the Rain magazine got. They only got
And
three blacks.
ESPN.
Oh, they
Yeah.
only
And
got three
Hey,
ESPN.
blacks. They only got three blacks on the whole list: Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, and Jamel Charlo. And then on the three for the
mm-hmm.
United States, then on Americans that they have on there, and they have them boys drop down. They got Terrence #3, Earl #4, and Jamal
Yep.
Charlo, who was an undisputed champion. They got this man way down to think #8 and 9. Come on, look at the
Hey,
disrespect that they're giving them brothers, man.
What
the
list?
what is the
What list this is, Miss Golden?
ILTVA?
That's the Rain magazine top
Yes,
10,
but
pound
that's
for
The rain,
pound.
The
yep.
pound for
ESPN
pound.
also has. I
I
was
seen
gonna
Yeah,
bring
somebody
that
post
up.
that on
ESPN
Facebook.
too.
They
It
put
I
don't they
glanced
got
at it. I
Lomachenko?
ain't
Don't they
really
got
believe it.
Lomachenko in there?
yeah, they put
They got
Lomo
Lomachenko,
and off.
That's crazy. How you put a motherfucker in there that got 2 losses and no belts?
Canelo Alvarez is on there.
He back in the States too. Ooh.
That's
They got them
crazy.
boys.
They talking
Listen,
about he back in the States. Give a fuck about that.
That's straight disrespectful, man.
that's totally disrespectful. They got Usyk #1. What that tiny little motherfucker NEO wherever got down there, he #2.
Oh,
Crawford
anyway,
#3. Anyway, he's #2.
anyway.
Anyway, he's #2. Bud #3. Earl is #4. I think Canelo is #5. You got Lemachenko is #6. And I'm calling it off my head. I ain't looking at it. I know they got Shakur Stevens is on there. No, Shakur not even on there. Not that one there. And they got some other people on there with some bullshit. Who don't even have belts.
Shit, that shit
I
just
They don't
also
even
crazy.
have
see
Devin.
still on the list.
They don't even have Devin in that on that motherfucker, man.
That's
Now,
straight disrespectful, man.
ESPN got Shakur on Dilla, or Rain Magazine don't have them. You know,
Because they
this
got to
man
put
here,
some bullshit out there. They
right?
got
This
to put
man
some
here,
bullshit out there.
he's the
In
youngest,
the words, go ahead.
right? Devin is the youngest ever to be undisputed champion. You feel what I'm saying? But look at the disrespect that they give this young man.
Yeah, that's disrespectful as hell, man. Like that shit don't make no sense, man. And I mean, and it's pitiful, man, that the way they
Yeah,
do the blacks,
John
man. The
Taylor, yeah,
blacks,
that's
man.
it. John Taylor, Bivol, all them boys on that shit.
That's great disrespectful, man. That shit's
Okay, okay,
disrespectful as hell.
In their
okay,
face
okay,
too, like right in the motherfucking face.
okay. Bowles say Bo said they do have security stealers on Rain magazine. I must have overlooked the security name, but I like goddamn. That's
Oh,
fucked
he
up.
on
That's
there?
straight. Yeah, that's straight
You know what?
disrespectful.
But you know what? This is why I like Crawford's attitude. Because people who care about what it look like, what it feel like, and wanna be all up on the list and have all this validation and shit and be put up on the pedestal, they care about shit like that. He don't give a care. He just go in and kick your ass and go home and do whatever else he gonna do. And that's why I say you need to start fighting each other like fight black fighters fight other black fighters. That sells.
And
We need to
see,
show them that we are a consumer group. That's why they
and
get
see,
away with a lot of shit.
I mean, that's why I said even when it's Earl and Bud fight, I feel like they're totally disrespecting them two brothers right now. They're totally disrespecting them two brothers right now. Why can't they make the kind of money the other boys making? And them boys, they
Um,
fight for undisputed.
But
You know,
and that's the shit we said earlier though, Miss Gold. Like we were talking about, me and Minty were chopping up on that shit earlier. It's almost like, you
okay,
know what I'm saying? I was just saying, yeah, it seems like, you know, Earl is pretty much a company man. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, okay, he good with what's going on over there, whatever. But even that, he should, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like he should be like, hey, this is a pretty big fight. And then PBC is gonna make a lot of fucking money out of this fight, but y'all gonna give us this little chunk change. So y'all gonna pocket the rest of that shit because y'all gonna make a killing off this fight. But y'all gonna give us
so that's what I
this.
said last.
Yeah,
That's what I said last night. Because at the end of the day, them folks know what the fight gonna do. Cause we begging for
it's
this
gonna
fight.
do a
They know the
killing.
fight is gonna generate millions. It's gonna generate millions. And what they're doing, they shit them two boys. Oh, we get it back on the back end. No, hell to the no. If you could pay Keller Plant up front, you could pay goddamn Canelo up front,
And
all the
see, and that's the
bullshit, get them
thing.
boys the guaranteed money. Why can't you
And
get them boys a big purse? Let them boys
Mi-
have that guaranteed money.
and that's
Mr.
where they be
Golden, can
fucking
I
for.
ask
That's where
you
they be fucking folks
this?
at right there because they
Mi-
they they try to get them with this back end money shit like that. So they ain't got to pay them shit up front. No high guarantees because they can keep that money. They can keep that money for themselves. We gonna get y'all money off the gate and all that shit like that. But we'll keep the, you know what I'm saying, the guarantees and shit gonna be low so they can make that money
Exactly.
themselves. That shit is like a machine,
Right.
man.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
y'all,
lost.
I'm gonna pop
Hey,
back in, Miss T. I'll be right back.
all right.
Hey, y'all,
Hey,
I'm
hold on.
lost.
We got. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Big Fish.
Hey,
I
I'm
look at
lost.
both.
It
All right.
if they don't, whether they get the money on the front end or the back end, they still getting paid. The only reason why you would be afraid of not getting the money up front is if you feel like the fight not gonna sell, right?
No,
So
fish. That's
if
I
not
mean,
even what I'm
no, no,
talking
no, no,
about. Though
no.
that's
It's
not
not.
that,
It's
that's
not. We're
not what
not
I'm
talking about
talking
that.
about.
We're not talking about that,
That's
fish.
not.
Look
Yeah.
at if you can pay everybody else a high guarantee, why can't Earl and Bud get a high guarantee? I feel like both of them boys, respectfully,
They know what this fight gonna
okay,
do. It's gonna
they
make
should have got
money.
the guarantee for both of them. Both of them should have been at least between 10 to 15 million apiece. This
And we
fight is
saying
going
that
to make
about
that
both
money.
of them. Yeah, both of them should
I'm
make
not
that
talking about
money.
Bud. I'm not talking about Earl. Oh, because I ain't counting these one, but them boys deserve that.
Why
Because
y'all trying to leave
they'll fight
Black
for,
Boy like that?
yes, they'll fight for undisputed. Okay,
Yeah, this a
them
big
boys,
ass fight.
this is a big ass fight, and this is the hardest ticket fight that is. Okay, so you mean to tell me this fight gonna sell all over the world? Because they talking about this shit all in England, all over. Everybody are talking about this fight. So this fight is going to generate the money, but
Just
they
think,
want to
Mr. Gold.
lowball.
so
Just think,
this
Mr.
this
Gold.
what
If
I'm
you get them
saying.
guys 15 million apiece, you still gonna make a whole hell of a lot of money off this goddamn fight. So why are you
They
trying to lowball these guys? And then
no,
you pocket that money for
but
you saying it's on face? I can't hardly hear you.
I'm sorry to cut y'all. And so, but
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
why don't they have if they sell a million pay per views like what everybody think is gonna be a big huge fight, so they'll get that 15 million on the back end, right? So what
But
difference
guess
would
what?
it
Nah,
make?
But check this
Fish,
out. But hold on,
ain't
big tree. But check
always
this out though. What about they get money on the top end and in the back end?
that. Yeah,
Floyd
that's
did it. Floyd got money on the top end and on the back end.
Then
Pacquiao
why should
got
they
money
have
on the top
sacrificed
end
that
just
and
guaranteed
on the
money
back
though?
end.
we just now seeing AJ and and Usyk getting 75 million apiece. There's
75 fucking
nothing.
million a piece.
There's nothing on the books that said Usyk, could have jumped that high and got that kind of pay. But hey, when you just go where the money at and you put up the money or whatever, I'm just saying, like, pay
I'm
these
just
guys. They worth it.
right.
They worth it. And you
Yeah.
gonna get
No,
your
they
money.
worth it.
And we're not asking you to pay them 20 million apiece. We're just saying
Give
8
him
million.
15.
Look,
Yeah, give
yeah,
him
10,
10.
10, 10,
Give him
10,
10
10,
million a
10,
piece.
12 million apiece.
Hey, Bold is
Go
on the
ahead, Bo.
panel.
What's up, baby?
Go ahead and say, Bold, say what you got to say. What's good?
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing on the panel?
Good.
What's going on,
Good.
Bo?
Chilling. Yeah, I stand corrected, man. Shakur he's not on there. I thought he was.
That's some straight bullshit right there.
Yeah, because because the only three Americans they got on there is Bud, Earl, and Jamel. Charlo. They're
That's
the
some
only three Americans they
bullshit.
got on there. And everybody else, they don't have it on there.
Hey,
Josh Taylor,
and
Bevel, all them boys on
you
there.
notice something? You know something too? Big bro. They almost like they can't wait to jump a white nigga, a white person over a black man. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Bud was 1 or 2 and stuff like that. If goddamn if motherfuckers sneeze wrong, like Canelo had lost the fight, they still were trying to put him like right up in there. You know what I'm saying? To take
Lomachenko,
that
how
position
the hell?
right back.
Listen,
Lomachenko
hold
ain't got
on.
no belts or nothing, and he got 2
Listen, no.
losses.
Bud was undisputed at 140. And who they had as number one? Lomachenko.
I mean,
That's
I
That's
mean,
crazy,
like,
what
man.
the hell they did. That's what the hell they did. You feel what I'm saying? So
Go ahead, get your 2 minutes.
yeah,
go
it's
ahead,
all
Bo.
right. I wouldn't put too much stock in. Everybody got a different pound for pound list at the end of the day, so I won't put too much stock into it. Now, the Ring magazine, we already know that's how that's run, personally. But I could make 2 arguments on the Ring magazine. One argument I could say, hey, Lomachenko, I don't think he should be on the list. Now he has a very good resume, so I'm not going to deny that, but I don't think he belongs on that list. And then my other argument, I'm gonna
Not
say,
with 2 losses.
okay, he got 2 losses, but he still got a good resume.
He got a good resume, but like, it's a lot of people got good resumes, but they if they got losses, they shouldn't be on that list. I mean, let's keep it real, Bo.
No, I mean, I am being real. I didn't say he needs to be on the list. I said I don't think he should be on the list, but he does have a good resume. He has a better resume.
I get it.
He has a better resume than Devin Haney. To be honest with you, Devin Haney is the undisputed champion, and he doesn't even have a good resume like that. Devin Haney fought. No, I mean, I'm just being honest. Devin Haney, right now, a guy who wants all the smoke, doesn't have a good resume. He just doesn't overall. Now I believe 100% believe Shakur Stevenson should be on that damn list. I mean, Shakur Stevenson has a better resume than Devin Haney, and he has less fights than Devin Haney. As a matter of fact, Shakur and Loma has less fights than Devin Haney, and they have a better resume than Devin Haney, even though Devin Haney is the undisputed champion and he's a Ring Magazine champion. Now, I think Devin, once he beats Kambosos again, because in my opinion, I think he'll beat Kambosos again. I think he should just go ahead and fight Lomachenko, the guy that they keep putting on the list. And if he knock off Lomachenko, ain't nothing they could say after that, because Lomachenko is held at high regard. All they gotta do is fight him and beat him. And then that shut everybody else up right then and there. In my opinion.
I don't know. They do what they want to. It's at that point with me. I just feel like, the boxing heads, the empty suits, they all do what they want to do. If they want to throw away millions to pay, they pay who they like. They pay how they like to pay. It ain't always about the business to me. That's my biggest thing. They let some get away with what they want to get away with. They make up fugazi ass pound for pound lists, but hey, it's up to them. And they pay people what they want to pay them. But I do feel like they just want to lowball these brothers. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This the thing, Mr. You know what's so crazy is this whole Crawford and Spence thing. Like I don't even see the fight. I'm like been past that fight. I done got hyped on it for so many years, and I'm already past it. I don't even know if it's even going to happen or not. But look how they quit like two white dudes, like I was saying the other day, two white dudes, Usyk and Fury, already in negotiations, and Usyk just had a fight. Whereas though we still waiting on damn Crawford and Spence. Like, look how the company PBC that a lot of brothers be praising, because they praise PBC. Look how they treat Crawford and Spence. Oh, this shit ain't gonna sell. Piracy. Like that's the thing that come out of their mouths. They ain't say one piracy thing when it comes to Canelo. They ain't said nothing about piracy about Usyk and Fury. Even though they talk about them fighting, ain't nobody mentioning piracy on that. But they want to mention piracy when it comes to the two brothers, and that's from another black man. And of course, some white people said the same shit too. But when it's two brothers fighting each other, they don't even value those two brothers, even though that's one of the most anticipated fights right then and there.
Yeah. And Big Fish, I be hollering at. Like, even without Terrence Crawford, I think Earl Spence should get paid more upfront. If they value him, I just really feel like the low payments that they're giving them is a slap in the face. But at the same time, they so busy. They mean they ain't gonna fucking pay these niggas shit. But
Right.
a white man make a deal. I swear to God, I be feeling this way. And everybody said George Cambosos got paid by the Australian government 10 million. You think they gonna run that back? But he's still getting 10 million. So where did it come from? It makes me ask the question: was the first 10 million really from the Australian government, or did the Australian government, do what governments do? Beautify the area, make it more habitable and invitable to fans converging on the area. I think that's what the Australian government did. I don't think they lined Camboso's pocket, but Camboso's, hate to say it, as if Jerry listening, Jerry, I hate to say it, a white man could stand up there and negotiate and say, "Hey, I want my 10 million." Tyson Fury, 100 million or nothing. As Bo said, and I read earlier, they are in negotiations that quick. So, are you shooting that down? You know how many stories it would be if Terrence were to utter, "You got to pay me 500 million," or Earl. They can't even pay me 10 million without it be a million motherfucking YouTube content creators talking about how fucked up Terrence is. But Tyson Fury and say, "I want 500 million," and ain't nobody got shit to say but Miss T.
That shit is crazy, man. That shit is ridiculous. It show you it, and that's the thing when we bring this up. That's why I be like, when folk be talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like with Mr. Jerry, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we speak what we see. You know what I'm saying? This is the shit that we see, the fugazi shit that we see going on, inside boxing. You know what I'm saying? And when we spit that shit, yeah, he might feel some type of way, but it is racism. That's the type of shit, man. You can't you let them black fighters talk that bullshit that Tyson Fury be talking and all that shit, and see what type of scrutiny they come across. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy, man. It's crazy. It is what it is. They don't get that respect, and that's the only thing I be saying. And when I speak for Terrence. When I speak for Bud Crawford and Earl Spence. I'm not just speaking for Bud Crawford. I'm saying both of them boys deserve to make that money. You'll pay somebody else that got the you'll pay somebody else of another color all this crazy money. Why can't they get that money, man? And it seems like Bud is the only one really just fighting for this shit. Like we know this fight is worth more than what y'all trying to give us. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna goddamn pay us this chunk change and make all this goddamn money off this fight. And then, you know what I'm saying? And even if they do good on the back end, they should be able to get good guarantees too. Cause this is a big ass fight. Why not? I'm confused on why they shouldn't get paid like they should. I mean, they should get the money that they deserve.
They're gonna say extra. They're gonna say, well, when we talk about the Caleb Plant fight with Canelo, PBC gave Caleb Plant 10 million without no metrics to guide him by. But then the next fight with Bivol, that wasn't PBC, was it? That was Matchroom or something, or Zone.
They never Matchroom or something.
Yeah, but they gave him 2 million. So they were like, "Oh, that's a different person." But you know what? They all play on that same model. Because if you think about it, when Bob was like, "Oh, he losing me money," all of those promotional companies was like, "Not me, not me. I can't fuck with you," because they basically was all saying, "Look, I can't get you the fights that you want," and they know the type of dude that Terrence Crawford is. You ain't gonna really be playing with him and fucking with him. You're gonna have to be on the up and up. So they was Eddie Hearn was like, "Yo, I can't do nothing for you because I can't get you the fights." Not that he wouldn't want to front the money for one of their fights. And I just be saying like shit. Like I'm telling you, I don't see how Big Fish and Crawford can't take matters in their own hand and get some investors, take that shit to the Middle East and come out like a fat cat.
I'm
But see,
sure,
that's
I'm sure Boyd will be okay with it, but it just seemed like that's not nothing that
Earl.
Spence is interested. Yeah, he's interested in. Oh, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Gold.
No. But like I can say, like you, I believe Bud would do it, but Earl is satisfied with what he is making over there. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? He is satisfied. If you your own man and you don't feel like he being mistreated, but you have to know your worth. Anything you do in life, you got to know your worth. You can't just
Yeah.
accept any damn thing.
Cause
That's
you ain't
what
not
the
getting
boss.
you ain't not getting you ain't not taking punches and bro, big bro. Think about it. You ain't not getting your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like you getting taking punches and you know what I'm saying. This is shit gonna be with you. These is punishment that you take to your body. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
And this is gonna be shit that you're gonna feel well into your old till you get when you get in your old age. You're gonna start this shit gonna start taking effect on your brain and all that shit. So why
Yeah,
not
yeah.
get the money
I
that
mean,
you think you deserve, man? That's
I
crazy.
mean that's it.
That's
I
crazy
mean that's it.
for people to even be saying that. Oh, Bud's crazy for asking for the money he think he's worth. He's in not taking this punishment. Y'all not taking that punishment.
Thank you. Not only that, that's not only in boxing. That's in any sports now,
That's in sport,
especially
right?
football. The
Right.
football, basketball, you can get hit going up for a layup, get your head knocked out and shit. Baseball, you get hit in the head and shit. You got hockey, soccer, all the pay them athletes, man. Look how
I
the
mean,
guy
it's
even if that.
kind of like y'all remember the controversy with Monique and the Netflix thing, and everybody was jumping on
Yeah,
her and all this, and
Yeah.
she was like, basically, at what point do you get yours? Why when it comes to black people, you always say, "Well, get it next time. We get it not right now, not right now, next time." But when it comes to everybody else, like stand on your 10 toes and get your shit.
Hey, and
And,
what and
and
what's the
that's
odds of her getting her shit?
yeah. I
What's
mean,
the
but
what's the odds? Yeah, she
what's
she
the
signed a
odds of
deal
her
with
getting her
Netflix.
shit?
Yeah, what's the odds of that though? I'm saying, that like you said, she stood up for her shit. You know,
Yeah, but
and
she
guess what?
she
She stood
got
up.
to
She
stand up
stood.
for you.
She stood up. She stood up for her shit. And
they
who knocked her
blackballed
down?
and all that good shit, but she still
Who,
held on
who knocked
forever
her
than a
down?
motherfucker.
Who knocked her down?
Black
Who?
folk.
Her own
Who?
people knocked her down because she
And
Well,
spoke
she
up
it
ain't
was
for
a
her.
worth
Yep.
it. What
Yeah.
you mean
it was
she
a
ain't
business.
worth it?
Yeah.
She had the hottest #1 show where she had a talk show where she was interviewing people like a Johnny Carson type show. That shit was #1.
Mhm.
Her comedy show, The Parkers, was #1. She got an Oscar. I mean, everything she touched turned to gold. So why wouldn't she work? You pay Amy Schumer. Nothing against Amy Schumer. I like you in some of your movies. But stand up, not. I didn't see that you was that funny, baby girl. Maybe you'll
Right.
get better. But Monique be having you bust a stitch, and you telling me Netflix paid this chick $10 million, but want to pay Monique 500,000? I would be upset too. Now I do, me personally, think that her husband be too much into the sauce, and she should speak
Yeah.
up for us. Be
Yeah.
doing the speaking.
This is
But
what I was
that's
gonna
her.
say,
That's her
Missy.
thing. I can't
This
knock
what
her because that's her man. That's daddy. So hey,
But you know what, Omi T? I'm gonna say
mhm.
something on that same thing that you just said. That if you remember that show called Living Single with
Yeah,
Queen
I
Latifah,
bought it, but I just
that
the
was the
same thing.
problem. That was the problem that happened with that show right across the way that they gave them friends, that white show, all that damn money, and they wouldn't pay
mhm,
Living Single the money. They wouldn't even pay them half that damn money that they was giving the
right.
friends.
They
It
they
it
stole
was
Hold
the
on,
they, they
hold on,
stole
hold
the
on, hold on,
idea
hold on.
right,
from
right.
Living Single.
Uh
Living
Listen,
Single was the original
yeah,
friend.
yeah, yeah.
listen. Guess what? You touch. I just for the hit the top of it. But look, them boys, they created that show. They came out with that show. But who came out on top of that show? Who came that was famous on that show?
Quinn.
Period. No.
Oh,
On Living
wait, you talking
Singles.
on Living Single?
Yes.
Come on, the Queen.
No. The person that came out and became the biggest star off of Living Singing was Jim Carrey.
On Living
No,
Single?
you talking about living color.
Oh, no, you talking about,
I'm
you talking about Living Color.
talking about Living Colors. I'm talking about Living Colors.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about Living Colors right now, boy.
Hey,
you can put the young African.
And actually,
Yeah, I'm talking about Living Colors. My mind was on Living Colors and shit. Yeah, my mind was on Living Colors. I'm pissed off about that.
Hey, big bro, you throwing me for a loop on that one, big bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
Golden, I
like,
can't say Jim Curry came out the biggest star though, because Jamie Foxx came out even a bigger star.
Mhm. Yeah, he did.
Like Jim Carrey was, but Jim Carrey was he was probably like one of the funniest dudes on the show. He came out with a bang first. When Jamie Foxx came out, that dude blew up. It was like no
But
turning
you know
back.
what? But then I think they equally all had their success because the movies that the Wayans brothers made, them shits like White Chicks. Oh my god! Some people think that ain't funny.
Was the money
That
maker
shit
really?
hilarious. That made money. They made some fucking money on that one.
I would have never sold it. I would have never sold the right to that show.
Reginald Peters said the truth, whatever they get paid, they making millions. Bud and Errol isn't bigger. Canelo and Fury. Wilder is highest paid boxer in U.S. and Errol is second. Listen, now, Reginald, we gotta correct you. As far as being paid, like a paycheck, that would be Bud between Errol and Bud. If we going by the past, as far as Canelo can have a big fight, a big showing, but we telling you that Bud and Errol is going to be just as big. Canelo has done fights where they say he made 800,000 or 500,000. I guarantee you, Bud and Errol would do over 500,000 easy. And Wilder is probably the highest paid of all of them, with the PBC. That is, but Errol did not make a bigger paycheck than Bud. You know, you cannot say pay-per-view back end money is a paper check. That's like an incentive. That's what
you taking a chance.
I don't count
with the pay-per-view. For the pay-per-view, you're taking a chance. You're taking a gamble that it's gonna sell. If it don't sell, you ain't making no money.
Hey, I don't put value in back end money because unless you're a superstar, that back end money ain't shit.
Right.
No, it's not. Let's start.
They always try to preach that back end money shit though. That shit be killing me because I'm like, why they can't get no guarantees? Like it's just like sports these days when you talk about basketball and football and shit like that. Motherfucker be getting $40 million guaranteed and all that shit like that. Why PBC can't like I'm getting to get my fucking face punched in. Why I can't get no nice guarantee over here? You know what I'm saying?
It would be one thing if it was Martin. Like that Martin and Ortiz fight, I could see them.
Hey, come on, man.
I could see them lowballing them because ain't no guarantee that they gonna make no money on that pay-per-view. Like I could see them.
They ain't gonna make no money. They ain't gonna make no money.
They didn't make no money. But you talking Errol and Bud, that's going to
That's gonna make money, man.
By giving them $8 million a piece. You're not losing no money.
But see, everybody hype up for Floyd. Floyd can make that fight and hit the boys get that money. Floyd holding the nuts on the boys.
Yeah, because they want to get Crawford for nothing. It's just something like that. People take pleasure in lowballing and black men. I don't know. Black people, period. I know people say it's not all about race, and I'm sorry, Jerry, if you're listening, but they do. It from where I'm sitting, they take pleasure in it.
Yeah,
because Tyson Fury told y'all
about to make
$500 million.
Hell yeah, he about to call in on the hotline like,
and y'all gonna fucking bend on that shit.
But see, that's the thing. That's why I say. That's why we always say they getting pimped over there because y'all making these low ass guarantees and PBC making their part. They making their money. You know what I'm saying? You know, so how much money they making off the fight? If they paying a low guarantee, you got to think about
All
how
of it.
much money PBC making off the fight.
Then they gonna, you know what they gonna try to do? They gonna try to act like ain't no endorsements, ain't nobody endorsing this fight or gonna want to endorse this fight. I broke down the numbers of Canelo and Plant fight. What fucking money PBC made? If you take the endorsements out, then you know what money did they make. And if you got an endorsement for Caleb and Canelo, that same endorsement is in the ring when your next fight go down. So what they talking about? You think an endorsement gonna be like, oh, just put my name on the ring for this one fight, motherfucker? You gonna wear that shit for 6 months at least? If I'm paying you
Right.
40, $30 million, PBC, but we can't count endorsements that's going to an individual person. That's their personal money. I'll be like, back up off me. That's why we don't see the contracts in detail when it comes to endorsements. So if you just going by the live gate and the pay-per-view sales, what fucking money did PBC make off of fucking Caleb Plant and Canelo? $1.6 million. That's what the fuck they made. Because I mean, do the math. 800,000 pay-per-view buys for $79. Do the math. That's 63 million something. Then you know the gate was 18 to 20 million. Add 20 million to 63, that's 83 million. Then add up everything you had to pay to Caleb and Canelo, it come out together 81 million. That's why I say 1.6 million. That's what the fuck PBC made. And I mean, I Googled the numbers. I ain't pull it out my ass. I just did the math.
Right.
They made. Now with
Right.
endorsements, that's another thing.
And
But
that's the thing. They been fucking these guys for years. They don't see. That's what I'm saying. See, they ain't make no money off them, Canelo and all them shit. But just think about how many fights Earl Spence don't have. Just think about Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, all these guys that PBC got up under them welterweights and all that shit like that. Think about how many fights they had and how the low guarantees that they got. How, you know what I'm saying? Just think about how much money they were making off them fights. That's what I'm saying, like overall. But you'll let Canelo come over there and goddamn, you know what I'm saying, break the bank on y'all ass. You know what I'm saying? Like
you
he can
want to
break the
get
bank.
him 40 million based on what?
Right. Based on
Based on
right.
what? Tecate?
Probably,
That went all in his pocket.
you know, those Mexican fans that they like to attract. Really, you know what's so crazy too is they complain about. This is what's so crazy about the PBC. They was complaining about saying Crawford and Spence ain't worth this much. They complain about them, I guess, maybe asking for more money, but then they complain about Canelo because he ain't signed for all that money they try to give him and shit.
Yeah.
Like the irony in that whole shit, man. I'm like,
That is
damn.
crazy.
Like they begging for Canelo, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to sign another contract with him, but then they shitting on Crawford and Spencer saying, oh, they ain't
Yeah.
worth a lot.
Exactly. And see, and that's a shit job. But see, y'all trying to get Crawford to sign with y'all, but y'all trying to pay him shit to sign with y'all. You know, we gonna do this business with y'all with you gonna have to be with us for these many fights. You know what I'm saying? These many fights. And Crawford ain't with that shit. Crawford like, fuck no. Like, you're not finna do that. Like, I'm not finna get trapped with y'all and y'all got them giving me scraps for you know what I'm saying, for money.
And then
No.
y'all can put me in any fight that I didn't want.
Right.
Like y'all honest brokers and shit. Fucking look, what's wrong with just doing one fight, make a killing off your one fight? But I would say to Crawford and Earl, man, take y'all business elsewhere.
Earl
You
ain't
can't
gonna do
be
it,
that
Missy.
locked
But
in.
Earl trapped anyway. He's stuck with the PBC. Ain't shit he could do.
I would do it anyway.
But I thought he was man down, you know, he got his own.
That
I thought he was his own entity. You know what I'm
what he
saying?
always say. That what he always say. But we know he not. But I would do it anyway. You know what the PBC gonna do? They're gonna get a cut.
Right.
They'll take him to court, and the court gonna be like, you can't stop this man from eating. You not giving him a fight. Why? What is unreasonable? What's going down is so unreasonable. Crawford don't want to work for y'all ass. Y'all shitted on him. Why the fuck should he? I mean, I don't get it. Like, how can a group of people who don't like somebody have so much authority and opinion on somebody that they don't like, but they don't say shit to the one that they like?
Right.
It's not that hard, shawty. Y'all too can pick up and go get somebody else to sponsor y'all. Like I said, go to Saudi Arabia. That seemed to be money at.
Yep.
Fuck what Al talking about and Floyd talking about. But see, that's what happens when you sign contracts.
If
you lock
Earl
in.
Spence, if Earl Spence was to do that, oh my God, you want to talk about how they gonna shit on PBC gonna shit on Earl Spence?
Yeah.
I wouldn't care though, bro.
Like,
$75 million.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be a lot of shit that came out that, you know, some of us been speculating for the longest. They gonna start exposing the shit out of his ass.
Oh yeah, they gonna do that. But Earl, this how you get them. Money, like Floyd said, money ain't everything. Money is the only thing. And I don't believe money is the only thing. But then in this world, and realistically, when men go up against men, how y'all shut other men down? Money, power, respect, the key to life, right? First you get the money, then you get the motherfucking power. Then you got the key to life, right? That's how y'all shut each other down. Look at the zeros in my bank. Conversation over. I see y'all do this shit to each other all the time. It's always about what y'all got in the bank. And so to me, going over there, if he buck up against the system, talking about Earl, and take his ass over there to the Middle East and get one of them kind of paydays that AJ and Usyk just got, I wouldn't give a fuck what they say going forward. Yeah. 75 mil? Shit. I wouldn't give a care what they had to say.
That shit crazy.
Talk about me. Shit, you call me Mr. Rich motherfucker when you first
Reginald booking. Reginald booking.
He got like 2 accounts. It's like 2 Reginald
Bud is a pay-per-view flop. He doesn't do interviews, a lot podcasts. That's why.
What do Earl do, Reginald? What do Earl do?
No.
Reginald. What do Earl do?
And actually, Crawford been doing a lot of podcasts.
Right, Bo.
Yeah. Right, Bo. Yeah, Bo. Like what, 3-4 of them lately?
Yeah.
I ain't heard shit from Earl.
Ain't heard nothing from Earl. And both of them are flops. If Bud a flop, Earl a flop. They both are.
Yo, is that like 2 Reginald accounts? Because it's like one is in
one blue and other one purple.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I just noticed that. You got the devil on one side and the angel on the other. I don't know, Reginald. What say you? Doing? What you doing out there? Oh damn, extra fell off. But yeah, bro, you know, I was just, you know, today's topic really was about I try to not to talk about the Earl and Bud. I try to make my peace. But sometimes, you know, we get into it and all that. I think, you know, there's people who trying to benefit. They have nothing to do with Earl and Bud. You know, like people who outside of Earl and Bud, the people who's got to do the work and get in that ring and do the fight. You know, all these people want to make something off them. I mean, it's kind of like the plantation is out in full effect. And these dudes $2 on the plantation. And that's how they running them. That's just how I see it. But Tyson Fury, again, another deadline. WBC, let them do it. They gave him a deadline today to put in writing whether he's retired or not. Because what y'all don't know, some of y'all might know this, but if he says I'm retired, they got to strip that belt. Then the fight between Helenius and Deontay Wilder is for the WBC title. But Tyson don't want that to happen. So he playing footsies, they let him. I knew that Mauricio Suleiman ain't had no fucking backbone that he was gonna be in. And now he using the fact that Tyson Fury cousin died as an excuse to give him an extension to the second. Yeah. Oh yeah, word from our sponsors. I played it in the beginning, Reginald, but a word for our sponsors. Yeah, I played it. That's twice today. But yeah, I just found it amazing. I said yesterday, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch. I watched today, and I'm like, God damn. Not even before the close of business. Here's an article saying that Tyson Fury informed the WBC that he's not being retired. Inform and putting in writing is two different words, y'all. Listen to the wordplay. Then if you read it, it said Tyson Fury told pretty much his promotional company, which is Bob Arum and Frank Warren, that he's planning on staying active as a fighter. So he told them to tell Mauricio. That's not putting in writing. Mauricio told Tyson to him directly, put it in writing, let us know what time it is. Tyson don't have to go through his promotional company. He can go straight to Mauricio in writing, but he didn't do it in writing. So is Tyson retired? It depends on how he feel. Y'all didn't make him do shit. He can say he retired tomorrow. Ain't shit you can say. Because now you just extended the fucking date to September 2nd. How this nigga get away with shit like this? I don't fucking understand it. And I don't know, it be pissing me off, Bo.
But you know what it is? It's all about the money. At the end of the day, it's all about the money. I mean, think about it. Tyson Fury just made a lot of money fighting Dillian White. As long as you're a money maker, they start bending and everything for you. Or if you got a promoter that's going to fight for you, they just start bending and folding and everything.
He didn't make that much money though, Bo.
Against Dillian White?
Yeah.
He made over $20-something million, I thought.
I mean, they gave them a lot of money up front. Like they did get him a upfront nice chunk of change. Even
and
more than Dillian was used to getting, but Dillian felt like he should have got more. And according to his case and the facts, he should have gotten more up front. They lowballed Dillian, but they gave Tyson a nice chunk of change up front. So yes, he made money, but that fight didn't do money. That fight didn't make money.
That pay-per-view, no, the live gate, they sold out. You talking about 90? What was it, like 90,000 people?
It was in England.
That's what I'm saying. So they made a lot of money in the live gate. I don't know what the pay-per-view numbers were, but I know that fight sold out big time.
Yeah, I mean, England, it's hard to judge them because their fights be like $10 and $15. So it's not hard to sell out. But I'll give it to him. He sold out. If he sold out the O2 Arena, I don't know where they fought at or wherever they fought. Sure, he probably did because it was in England. Both of them are English guys, but pay-per-view, I don't think they did that great. I didn't study. I just remember people saying, "Oh, ain't nobody bought that shit." You know what I'm saying? But in the end of the day, he's, Tyson Fury, like anybody else, when you match up somebody with another fighter of good caliber, then that's when you have that explosion. I think L Boogie explained it like that, Tyson Fury and Deontay gonna be an explosion. Tyson Fury and AJ, when he had those belts, will be an explosion. Tyson Fury and Usyk is gonna be an explosion. Tyson Fury and Empty Squat is nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing. Wilder, out of all of them, Wilder and anybody is something. You know what I'm saying? Versus, when you mix all of those guys up together. So, I mean, yeah, it's about the money, but still, it's like it maybe it gets to me, Bo. I'm trying to be honest. Maybe because I know that they gifted him the first and third fight of Deontay and the cheating that he does. I don't like his ass as it is. I just want them to hold him accountable, and they won't do it. And I sit here and be like, why? It be bothering me. I don't know if it's hate. Somebody say you hating on them. I'll take it. You got to think each belt's worth 3 points of $100 million fight. That's why WBC is trash. It's all about the cash. Yeah, and as long as Tyson Fury hold that belt and don't fight nobody that he don't want to fight, they ain't making no money. You know what I'm saying, Bo?
Yep, yep.
Motherfucker. And a lot of like the fruit of it all. I smell a lot of fruit, like the fruit. A fruit smell just hit me like, oh, it smell good. Like, free?
Hey, did Jerry called in today?
Nah, Jerry ain't caught. I think Jerry is in a band, so he could be doing some band stuff.
Oh, he's in a band.
Maybe Jerry did need a break. I don't know.
Shit, he was hot the other day.
Yeah, he was hot. Ray knew my phone is about to die, and I have 7 more hours left out of this 14 hour at work. Okay, I feel you. Thank you for stopping by, Ray. New, I appreciate you, King. Yeah,
That's how
Reginald was
that's how you
showing
get through
some
your day.
concern for Jerry early, and I think Jerry will be back. Jerry don't like when we was just talking about that certain things people say, but I just try to tell Jerry no harm and disrespect to Jerry. That people got to look at life and things through their lens and what they see. You know what I'm saying? For me, I see what I see. Like that whole point that I made about Robert Garcia. Look how Robert talking now. It's relevant. It's relevant to me.
Oh, he said what Joshua lost his drive in the 10th round.
Yeah, he was like his mentality wasn't there, but it was the things he said before they fought.
But to be totally honest with you,
fought.
I actually agree with that part. I think like Joshua gave it his all in the 9th round, and he hurt Usyk bad. In the 10th round, Joshua came out flat, and then Usyk started getting on him. So I think like the 9th round was Joshua best round, the 10th round was Usyk best round, and I just think Joshua was just a little bit tired. He ain't had that energy to keep pushing forward like that. I mean, he did his best. I just think Usyk is just on another level.
Yeah, that's true. And guess what? Robert Garcia could have been speaking actual factual, y'all. But it's like when he say can't be fixed and all this. Think about it. Is that something Barry Hunter would say about AJ? They come out and say, "Yo, this dude can't be fixed." If Barry Hunter was one of the people he campaigned trying to find a person to train him, and Barry Hunter took on that job, you think he would ever come out and say he can't be fixed, or you think or Rodney Shields would say something like that, and again, I'm agreeing with Robert Garcia. That's the weird thing. I said that too. It wasn't the trainer shouted, and I believe that AJ's trainer was a white guy. So it's nothing racist that I'm saying. I'm just saying it was never the trainer. It was him. It was AJ.
I agree with what Andre Ward was saying. Like Anthony Joshua got too much mass.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not like if he was just big and kind of just like had a dad bod, he'd probably be straight because you're not trying to feed all that oxygen to your muscles. But he's so much of a bodybuilder, he's gonna tire out a lot faster being that big.
It requires too much oxygen.
Yeah. So he's gonna need to like elongate his muscles. Yep. I was mentioning that to some Joshua fans, but they got upset. But I just I was just being honest. I'm like, yo, you carrying muscle like that, you're gonna be drained, because even Lennox Lewis was big, but he wasn't like built like Joshua,
Yeah, like if you like look at Big Baby Anderson right now. He don't look like a walking muscle, but he got muscles, but he's a little elongated. He half and half,
Yeah.
If you naturally that big, then you naturally, gonna be okay. Like you're gonna spend your energy just like the average person. But I don't think AJ is naturally that big. I think he made himself that big. I ain't talking about his height, but the massiveness of it all. And I agree with that. If that's what Andre said, I agree with what Robert said. Like I said, it wasn't AJ needed to do what he already know he can do. He can box. He can move around. He did need to slim down. It wasn't never the trainer, is what I'm saying. He didn't need to go get a new trainer. And that's what Robert Garcia was saying. He can't be fixed when he's saying that shit. But I don't see, somebody, again, my whole point with them was, Robert Garcia really don't break bread like that with black folks in training when it comes to boxing. No problem. Nothing wrong with that. Not calling him a racist. But it's just like, you as a black person, why would you insert yourself in a place where black people don't really be? And you think everything gonna be hunky dory? Of course you could do it. You got paper. Robert would have been a fool not to take you on. Look, he got paid $75 million. Robert cut from, if it was 10% cut, I can't remember if the trainer get 30% or 10%. But if it's 10%, shit, 7.5 million. To train him to do what, bro? Shit that he already know how to do.
Probably just another, voice in his ear trying to motivate him. And then, the whole training aspect of it. But the thing is that Robert, AJ training in England, Robert Garcia is not going to be there like that until, he has a fight coming up. So what is AJ going to do in between the fights? It's the big, that's what's going to make a difference. And then, same thing with like Tyson Fury. He got, you got his trainer, Sugar Hill Stewart, right? But Tyson Fury trains primarily in the UK. It's only when he has a big fight coming up, then he take his ass to the US, train with Sugar Hill Stewart. But the thing is, some of these trains, they probably put out like, they probably give out like some type of work for them to do while the trainers are away. But like, hey, I need you to work on this. And probably they, these guys probably update them on videos and see what they're working on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing with AJ. So who are his other trainers? When he's training in the UK,
he still got the people that he was working with, but he needed to go find another answer. That's why I was like a fool's run. But Robert, he did what anybody would do. Like, I'm gonna capitalize off the money too. You gonna make me a trainer? I'm just telling you to do the shit that you already know how to do. Like you say, another person in the ear. Robert got like 7.5 million off that fight. But doing what next to nothing? I mean, I don't really know what he did. Maybe he was like you say, he taught him a new dance or step, step, jab, step, step. I don't know what he did. But in the end of the day, when you got paper like that, you can do that. And Robert took him on as a client. Now, let me think of somebody. Let me see. I don't want to think because I like Keyshawn Davis. I don't mean to talk about him all the time, but like Frankie Martin, I think Robert take him on as a client.
The one that's fighting for Errol Spence.
Yeah, like if Frank Martin needed a trainer, he went to Robert. I don't think Robert would.
Honestly, I think he would, because it's not the coaches that that's seeking out the fighters. A lot of times the fighters are seeking out the coaches.
Yeah, but Robert does not. There's nothing that you would have seen it by now. Robert was a professional fighter turned trainer. You would have seen it by now if that's how.
But maybe a lot of fighters are not. Maybe a lot of fighters don't like his his style of coaching.
But
he had trained a couple of black fighters before. I mean, they're not like well known, But he
but
has
it might when he was probably starting, but it might just be that where I heard he lives, Oxnard, because you heard Bam Bam talking about there ain't nothing but Mexicans out there. So your clientele ain't gonna be nothing but Mexican. And that's all he really trains. Now, do I turn that into something nefarious? No. I want to be clear. It's not nothing nefarious or malicious about that move that he makes, period. If that's what he want to do, is fine. I'm just saying, you as a black person, you need to be aware of shit in the world. And when you don't, that's, it's kind of like, to me, now, this is a bad analogy, and I'm telling y'all it is, but just to drive the point home, there was something that came out in the news years ago. There's a black guy who died. He got missing out to sea. You know what I'm saying? He had a bunch of friends, and they were good friends. From what everybody said, these were good friends. Black guy with some of these white guys. I think they went to school together, and I don't know how they was good friends, but apparently they were good friends. And something happened with the boat. Everybody made it back but the black guy. When I heard the news, and I looked at some of my friends who heard the news, and we talked about it, we all said the same thing. What was he thinking? Rip to him, not saying that the white person did something, but what was he thinking? Every black person know you don't do that. You just don't do it because of the possibility of it happening or something hopping off or whatever. If there was gonna be the boat sinking, everybody gonna make it but you, bro.
Mhm.
We know that. We don't. And how do we know that? We don't got crystal balls. We just know that. Same thing with Robert. This dude never really deals with black fighters, and it ain't. He don't have to. Ain't nobody calling him racist for that. But if you know that and you see that, and you look in his gym and it's just Mexican type, why would you, as a black person, insert yourself in there? Unless he called you, like, man, when I've seen black fighters in his gym, and they were sparring,
Mhm.
sparring partners. That's why I say I didn't put the racist jacket on Robert. I would never do that just off of that shit. No, but if the person that gonna give a care about you, gonna put you first and be, and hold back some shit. Like, I'm like, I can't even be mad at Robert. You should have known that, bro. If you don't like nothing Robert's saying, you should have already known when you stepped into that. Maybe that's the difference between English black folks coming over here trying to deal with this dynamic versus us who born and raised here dealing with that dynamic. We already know. We know what's gonna happen. I knew Robert was gonna say some shit like that can't be fixed. I knew. I just knew because I knew that AJ wasn't significant. The only thing that made AJ significant is he got a lot of zeros in the bank. He got a lot of zeros in his amount in the bank. That's it. Had he been a poor dude, they wouldn't have been pressed for him. No, we fool, dog. We really got other things on our plate. But why would Robert, he's not a dumb man, walk away from $7.5 million? I wouldn't.
I mean, I say that for like any coach, you know. I think any coach would coach anybody. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on if the fighter, feel as though, because at the end of the day, people going to gravitate, like, you know how it is everybody, within a race, they're going to gravitate to somebody more similar to their own race. You know, boxers and trainers. Now, at the end of the day, I do think trainers will train anybody because they're trying to make themselves look good. It's a business at the end of the day. And even if they get some pushback from, somebody within a race, the trainer's like, yo, I'm running a business. Like, that's like the dude that trains over here that trains Bevo. He got pushback from Mexicans. They was like, oh, how you gonna train Bevo to fucking fight Canelo? You a sellout. And the dude was like, yo, I've been training Bevo this whole time. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Why would I mess up my whole business with Bevo? And this is my guy. I'm here to train. This is a business." And
Yeah, and in one
same
breath,
same thing with Sugar Hill Stewart. He got pushed back for training Tyson Fury to beat Deontay Wilder, and brothers were pushing back on him. And he like the same thing. Like, yo, I'm a trainer. Like, I'm not.
to
This
a
is not
certain extent. Oh, that's true. But look what happened to Sugar Hill. Look what happened to him now.
who Sugar Hill Stewart.
Yeah,
What happened?
Tyson fired his ass weeks ago.
I think that's a whole. I don't believe that. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, if Tyson Fury fights Usyk, more than likely he's going back to Sugar Hill Stewart. There's no way. But even if
I
he
think
does fire,
I didn't see the video, but from what I hear, there's a video of him telling them he fired.
like he made a
Because
video with the dude that been hanging around him for all these years and say, "Oh, I'm gonna use this guy to train me." Fury
I don't
ain't
know,
stupid.
bro. We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. It would be nice to live in that type of world, and for the most part, bro, we have made progress, as Jerry said. It's been progress with race relations, and for the most part, a lot of times it is just how you say it. But you need to recognize when it just potentially can't be. And to me, in 10 years plus, just go with 10 years. If in the last 10 years all you dealt with is one group, I can't give you that benefit of the doubt like that. I can't. I'm not saying it's 100% that you won't be fair across the board, but I can't give you the benefit of the doubt. I have to have my guards up because if I be just like keep going into stuff like, oh, everything's hunky dory and it's fair, and then when shit happen, then what people gonna say? Then you know better. It's kind of like that dude, like I said, everybody came back with him. Like, how did he not know that? I remember my daughter was hanging with her friends, and it was she's the only person of color. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted to go on a boat. They was gonna go fishing, and they had. I mean, it was gonna be safe and everything. I trust the people and all that. I've kept their kids. They kept mine. But I was like, I said, we don't do that. Hell
Yeah,
no.
but my thing, I just look at it like this: it's all business at the end of the day. Let's just say, even if some trainer was, somewhat racist or whatever, I'm quite sure they will put all of that racism to the side for business, because at the end of the day, they trying to make money, you know, and
Some people.
they will be a fool to let racism get in the way of their own business. If they don't give it they all training a fighter because they want to be racist, they not only would they lose that fighter, that trainer's gonna lose a lot of fighters, because at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, damn, dog, like you like like if you can't even be fair to a guy that's paying you a lot of money to go, for you to train him, like what is your interest in me?
Yeah, but I'm like look at Bob. No, Bob ain't do all he could do for Crawford. No, he didn't. But I don't think Bob is a card carrying Ku Klux Klan wizard racist person. I think Bob is one of those guys that think he's superior and he feel like you have the value he give you. That's that. He one of them types. And then stop. Dude was signed with you. Together, y'all could have made millions. But you know, it was more important to devalue him than to make millions. You know, just there's no account for what somebody gonna do. And sometimes the least person that you think would do right by you would do right by you, and sometimes the person that you think would do wrong by you would do right by you. I mean, you just never know. But you have to be cognitive of how things look. For me personally, that wouldn't have been a move that I made. I also wouldn't have signed with Bob because he has a superiority complex, and I can't be around people like that neither. So
He does,
I
he
wouldn't have signed
does,
with Bob, and
he does. But at the end of the day, that's how I'm gonna look at it. With all that, racial bias or whatever, and all that other stuff, Bob, even when he was talking shit about Terrence Crawford, Bob still managed to pay that man a lot of money. Like, he wasn't going. Well, he fucked up his business by talking shit about Crawford, but he was giving Crawford high guarantees.
Yeah, I
So
mean, but
despite all that racism, he still was pumping a lot of money to Terrence Crawford.
but it was in their contract. Is what they negotiated.
Right. That's
It's
what I'm
not like he
saying.
was giving it
But
out the kindness of his heart. It's what they
no. But
negotiated.
what I'm saying is that in that contract, he could have told Crawford, no, I ain't doing it. Like seriously, he could have told him that, but he still did it, even despite his racist ways. He still did it. See what I'm saying? Like people that are racist, they still not gonna fuck up their business. But Bob was fucking up his business because he was talking shit about Crawford. If Bob would have just kept his mouth shut, we wouldn't even be in it won't like be in the situation he's in now. But his racist attitude still, like him being racist, still paid Crawford the most money at welterweight.
I mean, he had no choice. And I would say this: Crawford, this long before the Kell Brook fight,
He said $4 million is a lot of money.
Seeing Crawford,
$4 million is a lot of money to me.
yeah, it is. I said, but I said long before the Kell Brook fight, as you watching Crawford come through the ranks or whatever, come through the divisions, who's to say that somebody like Matchroom, Eddie Hearn wouldn't want to jump on him? But you know, when Bob, let me tell you something. There's solidarity in that superiority complex type shit when they running plantations, if you know what I mean. There's solidarity in there because once Bob say you losing me money, you blah blah blah, even though that shit ain't true, I really believe it ain't.
Right.
Then why would Eddie Hearn co-sign and be like, well, shit, I can't do nothing with you, so I can't get in a fight. You know, he stuck up for Bob, even though he know Bob is lying. And if Eddie had said that about a particular fighter, Bob would have did that too. But when it's other fighters who got that protection, they all bets off. They don't do that. It's a free fall. It's an individual based whatever. In the end of the day, you know, people will, as I always say, bite their nose off, despite their face, and that's just the way it is. And sometimes you got to pick what's good for you. AJ was not in any danger with Robert. Robert wasn't going to show him nothing real crazy or nothing. Robert was going to do his job. But was Robert really into it? Was AJ significant to Robert? That I don't know. And that matters. That matters when you linking yourself up with somebody. At least in my world, I'm gonna say for me. I'm gonna just speak for me. That matters when you linking yourself up with any entity or organization. Do they think you're significant? Do they find that you have value? And if the answer is no, gotta slow down, shawty. But
yeah, I agree with that. But I just want to, kind of throw that out there, like for Bob to, showing like his racist way. Like this guy praises Lomachenko, but he doesn't pay Lomachenko the way he praises his ass. See what I'm saying? Like he shitted on Crawford, but he pays Crawford a lot of money, or he did. It just he's showing his true colors as the older as he get. He just kind of like,
and I ain't even mad. And it's crazy. Bob care more about money. If Bob was an idiot, because let me tell you something. In the end of the day, racism, that's idiots. People who engage in that, like hardcore especially, they idiots. They ignorant. That is a I was gonna say medical fact, but that is a academic fact that they prove that most people who engage in that, because every decision you make, everything about you springs off of that notion. And so you're shortchanging yourself or whatever, because you can't serve two masters. And so, that's the bad thing. A younger Bob probably didn't care. It was all about the money. A lot of people trade some of that racism in for the money. I think he cares more about the money more than he cares about anything else. But I think he believes what he believes. That's the thing. He's old school racist.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter if a person racist or not. It's all about business, is all about money at the end of the day. Ain't nobody gonna mess up their bottom line over some damn racism. They just not. Even if they racist, they'll be a fool to mess up their bottom line over racism
But they
because
do sometimes, Bobo.
they
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 do.
do they do
They
but
do.
they do but
It,
probably
it,
not intentionally. You know what I'm saying? They don't
yeah, but
intentionally.
that's why I say if it's in your heart and
Yeah.
that's what you believe, like when Donald Trump makes decisions, it's from that place. He can't. It don't matter what decision it is. It can be academics, it can be sports, it can be whatever. It springboards from that place, that
Mhm.
dark corner in his heart. That's because he's superior. He knows it. He's better than everybody, and certain people ain't shit, and they don't have value. So every decision that he makes is springboards from that place, that place or that belief.
Mhm.
So if he has to make a decision on a group of black people, you already know you're insignificant. You have no value. You already know how that's going to go. And he could be like, ain't got no skin in the game, ain't, feeling no kind of way, ain't mad at nobody. But if he believe you don't have value, you're not going to get a fair decision from him. If he's dealing with a country, there's a country of people he don't like, you're not going to get a fair decision because that shit is so ingrained in him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. And then
Yeah.
sometimes he come with a nugget where he call himself throwing the song, whatever. I ain't gonna talk about Trump. But Bo, we're gonna close it out. Thank you for coming through here. And y'all thank y'all for listening and all that. Remember, when you know better, you do better. I told y'all I'm gonna be updating and keeping up with stuff that I put out because some of this shit is just crazy. I'll admit, maybe it's my hatred for uh, Tyson Fury, because I just don't like the fact that they rolled the red carpet out for him. They let him get away with everything, and I'm tired of seeing it. So that's where my feelings come from it. But I told y'all this nigga was gonna get away with it, and he did. But Bo, you got anything to say?
Yeah. Speaking of Tyson Fury, I got a question for you. Do you think he's actually following the Floyd Mayweather green print? Like, if you think about it, the multiple retirements, they come back. The
No,
I mean, if you think about it, like talk shit, say whatever in the media, brag
I
on
think I
themselves.
think I think they all. I don't know. I don't know if it's even Floyd green print or whatever blueprint.
No, I'm saying I know
Mhm.
Floyd ain't the first one, but I'm just saying like he always be like, follow my green print, and I'm
Right,
like,
right.
and I'm looking at Tyson Fury, I'm like, damn. So this dude did retire at one point in time. He comes back. Now he's talking about retiring again. And I've realized something when people talk about retirement, right? They'd always make the fans want to see more of that person because that's how it worked in rap music. If you think about it, how many times Jay-Z said he was going to retire? And the more he said he was going to retire, the more people like, oh, don't retire. And he put out an album, say, oh, it was my last album. And that shit blows up. And then he
Come
comes out
back.
with another album. He says the same exact shit. Oh, I'm about to retire. This is one of my last album.
But that could be a marketing ploy for Jay-Z.
Yeah,
Just like
that's what I'm saying. So,
Kanye does it, and just like Tyson does it. Hold on one second. Yeah, she just told me the internet just shut down. Probably half my house, but it's working right here. But no, but I think some people do a marketing ploy. Bo, to be honest, I think when Floyd said I'm going to retire, he did retire, and he came back once. I don't remember him keep going out and coming in. I think he was pretty
but
consistent.
he took after, like, remember he retired again after the Andre Berto, right? And then he
Yeah,
came
but
out.
he still retired.
No. But
I,
he came out
uh,
2 years later
for what's his name?
for
Break
Conor
the tie.
McGregor and broke bank with a person who never even had a professional fight.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna run from that? Like that wasn't even a real fight. That's like you say, he was never a professional fighter. And I don't know, like for Floyd is good at marketing, just being Floyd. I think with Tyson and them, I think Tyson is saying the retirement thing because he don't want to follow boxing protocol. He don't want to be on the hook to have to face this person or that person. He don't want to. Tyson Fury is like that child who can't follow orders or can't, who bucks at authority. He don't like to be told what to do. He don't like to follow orders. He like to beat to the drum of his own drum. He like to make the rules up as they going. He don't want those rules to apply to him. So when he's saying
But to
he's
be honest, though,
retired,
see
huh?
that I mean, you can't really blame him, right? Like Floyd didn't want rules to apply to him, right? Like
I
anybody
can't blame Tyson Fury because he getting away with shit that ain't nobody else getting away with.
No, I'm
How did
saying
Floyd?
you
How
said
did Floyd get away with?
no. You said he don't want to follow the rules, and he don't want.
He doesn't.
So what I'm saying is that,
This,
like, if you're being like a boss, like, ain't nobody telling Floyd Mayweather what to do. They just not.
but Tyson Fury is only saying I'm retired. He don't want to be matched up with nobody. If let's say put it this way, if Deontay had the belt, you will be hearing people say, I want to fight with Deontay. This person saying that person, that person. You'll hear a sanctioned body saying, you got to fight this person or whatever. Tyson Fury don't want to hear that shit. He want to have the belt, sit his fat ass down, and do what the fuck he want to do until he ready to fight. He don't want nobody telling him, you got to go fight this person or go do this. He doesn't want that shit. So in order to have it like that, he says, I'm retired. But here's the thing. If you retired, then you need to unask the belt. They tried to get it from him in May. He swindled out of that shit. Because they don't have no backbone to hold his ass accountable. Now they had a deadline today. He's supposed to have put in writing. So what he do? He get Bob in them. Or maybe he gives an interview where he said, I told Bob to tell Mauricio that I'm still, I'm not retired. I'm an active fighter. I mean, come on now. As crooked as Mauricio and them is, they don't got time for Tyson to just to hold the fucking belt.
But it's not just him.
It.
It's not just him, Miss T. How many fighters active fighters right now haven't defended the belt against their mandatory? You had one fighter that was fighting in one weight class, had a belt in another weight class, and haven't defended that in over 2 years.
Yeah, you talking about Leo Santa Cruz?
Yeah. You got Earl Spence, who had a mandatory. Last mandatory was 5 years ago?
2018.
Oh, 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's all.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
all
saying he doesn't. I'm saying from his perspective, Tyson Fury will jump back and forth and say, I'm retired. No, I'm not. I'm retired. He tell you what he up to. He don't want to fight Deontay ever again. He said it took a lot out of him to the point that it made him want to be retired. He didn't really want to fight Dillian, but he saw the good in doing that fight because it satisfied the mandatory. So you can't really come at him with no mandatory shit for a little bit, at least for the rest of this year. He says he retired, and then they say, well, okay, if you retire, give us the belt back then. We're going to take the belt from you. And, since when you got to have all this dialogue? The nigga say he retired, stripped the motherfucking belt. But now they give him to today to say whether he is or isn't. So he says he tells Bob, and I guess he tells Frank, because these are his promotional companies or promotional folks, and that's what it said, promotional folks. So I guess they turn around, they playing phone tag, hey, Bob, I'm not retired. And then Bob's supposed to turn around, hey, Mauricio, Tyson Fury is not retired. Well, that's not the task. That wasn't the assignment. The assignment was, if you're not retired, you need to put it in writing. Let us know as a WBC whether or not you're retired or not. Don't inform us nothing. Put it in writing. And he didn't. But they informed Mauricio, and Mauricio fucking bent to his ass and said, well, I'm going to extend it to September 2nd. Because as Mauricio put that deadline on him, Tyson Fury played Texas and was like, yo, I'm going to see you your deadline. I'm going to give y'all a deadline. Y'all got to September 1st to start
But you know what?
negotiating this
I
fight
can't.
or get
I
this
can't.
fight with Usyk, and I need my 500 million.
I can't blame Tyson Fury for that. I blame the sanctioning body. If they gonna allow somebody to keep getting away with certain things, you can't put that on the fighter.
I
The
could put
sanctioning
that
body.
on. I could put that on the fighter as far as his integrity.
No,
He
I'm just
has no
saying. But if the
integrity.
sanctioning bodies, keep
They
letting
let
people
him. Yeah.
get away with certain things, I'm like, oh,
They let
shoot.
him. Yeah. He has no integrity because they know they're gonna let him. I don't like him. He always want to walk on the wrong side, and he do it because they let him. I get it. I get the fact that if they didn't let him, he wouldn't do it. But they let him, so that's why he can do it. But where's the integrity in the man? Because you can do something, that don't mean you should do something. That's why I don't like his ass. But they let him get away with it, and they use the fact that his cousin died, ripped to his cousin. But that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. So they extended his date to September 2nd, which is the day after that Tyson Fury gave Bob Arum and Frank Warren to the September 1st to come on board with what he said. And then he was like, you paid Floyd 400 million. But then this is what I be talking about, Bo. When I say these motherfuckers will bite their nose off to spite their face. It is not always about business and the money. Miss me with that shit. Because in the end of the day, what happened? Tyson Fury is not a $500 million man. They can miss me with that shit. He is not. But yet they're going to pay him. And him bringing up Floyd, when Floyd clearly brings $1 billion to Vegas every time he fights. If you don't base no other factor on paying Floyd whatever it is you pay him, you can use that. He brings $1 billion to Vegas, $1 billion plus every time he fight. What the fuck do Tyson Fury bring? Not a damn thing.
Nah,
But
I'm
he,
not. I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I am saying is that if you allow somebody to keep getting away, because it's not just Tyson Fury, it's a lot of fighters. If you allow fighters get away with certain things, you give an inch, they're gonna take a mile. And if they keep giving inches, they just gonna keep taking more miles. So until these sanctioning bodies decide, until they get their foot out their behinds, it's just gonna keep happening with certain fighters. Now, if it's a fight that ain't worth a lot of money, ain't got no power, no promotional power, anything, they slam mandatories on them real quick. It don't even matter. They just be like, oh, you got a mandatory, just instantly.
look how they was doing Ugas. But I feel I just look at the whole picture. My question is why? Why you let him get away with it? What is it? Please let us know. Inquiring minds would like to know. That's it. But we probably never know the exact answer. I really would love to know why. Because you ain't gonna let I just don't get it. But that's neither here or there. But anything else, Bo, before we get out of here?
Nah. Yeah. Another good show. You coming on tomorrow, or you?
Yeah. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Oh no, tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow Saturday.
Who fighting tomorrow? Hold on.
Is it Richard Comey and Pedraza? I know they fighting.
Yeah, on ESPN Plus.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's. Don't know, Bo. Maybe not. If you do, just look for the thumbnail. Hit the notification button so you'll be notified. But probably not, because Comey ain't nobody I want to rush to see, and Pedraza neither. So I mean, I'll watch the fight, but I ain't gonna be pressed. But hey, you guys, it's been fun. It's been real. When you know better, do better. They got the shit going down tonight on B Mac, the Mac Mob show tonight.
Yeah, they
Gonna
already at
be
it.
interesting, y'all. Y'all directing y'all pizza over there to the Mac Mob and check out the war. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. I be lying. I gotta go get the popcorn ready. But thanks for coming through, Bo.
Thanks,
And
appreciate it.
Extra O and Ray New.
Yeah,
Plus,
they already on a panel over there.
Yeah, they probably is. And Mr. Gold and all of they try to get theirs first thing. But yeah, thank y'all for coming through. Remember, when y'all know better, you do better. Peace.